Hey, babe. I'm good, babe. How are you, babe?
Hey, babe.
We're about to go live, babe.
I can't wait, babe.
Who talks like that?
I like his tushy. That's what she told me.
I don't know what to do with that.
Someone said something about get his butt out of the way or something. She's like, I like his tushy. I'm like, oh.
Nick, no comment.
What? Colors. Oh, that's nice. I like that. My eyes went right to the poinsettia. It's not good.
Happy Friday and welcome to Schnozzcast episode 102 for Friday, December 4th, 2020. This is Bob. There you go. Happy now?
I'm happy.
All right. To my left, the inimitable military hat-clad style Nick Bader.
Well, thank you. It's more of a hunting hat, but
whatever.
I appreciate it. It's camo. It looks the same to
It's
a
all
lot of
the same.
people. Yeah. Hello, everyone. I'm doing well. Hope you're all having a good holiday season. To my left, across the pond, is the shuffly Cory Schnozzcast.
Oh, hey.
Down the laneway.
Down the laneway.
Yep.
And to my left, up the laneway, the radiant Miss Danielle.
Hi.
Up your laneway.
Wow.
Only on Friday nights. Whoa, wait a second.
Oh, my.
What the hell?
You
Danielle.
mean Saturday morning once the
Yeah.
goes
You know,
after. Yeah, and you get home.
you guys can't see under the table, so.
Yep. Oh.
No.
What is wrong with you?
All right. Starting
What
off
is
strong.
wrong with you?
Starting off strong.
Is this the second week in a row in which Danielle has implied that there's something wrong with Cory?
I think so.
She's like, you think he shuffles here.
Nick, I also,
I wish I could remember which button that was.
I also want to point out, too, look at the names, buddy.
Oh, my
Just
God.
in spirit of you.
It's red and aqua.
Aqua.
It's green on the actual camera once you're straight on.
Oh, okay.
Really?
You know,
Yeah.
It looks green from
Heart.
here.
Heart, they talked all about straight on.
Okay.
Whoa.
I can't do the. I can't sing that. That's a high. Can you do that falsetto?
I can't do any falsetto.
Yes, you can.
What falsetto can I do?
There's only one falsetto.
The
Falsetto
like,
is a manner of singing.
I'm sure that there's ranges of falsetto. You don't just go like from
Falsetto is the range.
regular. No, I have no range in falsetto.
There's no range. It's just falsetto.
Yeah.
Could do a little.
Thank you.
Little daddy sang bass.
All right.
Not here. 'Cause I don't want
God
to get
damn it.
kicked off.
You fucking tease. Anyway, thank you everyone for joining. Hopefully your week is over now and you're ready to enjoy the weekend. We're happy that you're here. If this is your first time joining us, please don't forget that we are an audio podcast as well, and you can find us on iTunes, Podbean, Stitcher, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Google Podcasts, and anywhere where you can get a podcast. And if you find somewhere that you can and we're not there, let us know and we'll get there. You can also follow us on social media on Instagram at Schnozzcast, on Facebook at Schnozzcast1, that's the number 1, and on YouTube at Schnozzcast Space Podcast. And, God damn it, Danielle is waiting with bated breath every week for you to send your goddamn emails to schnozzcast@gmail.com with any of your existential questions or your requests for relationship advice. I legitimately want to start a movement for you to be like a Dear Abby sort of a podcast person. I think you'd be good at it.
I have an old Galaxy that you can buy, and it's all wiped, and you can just put like the Gmail app on there.
Oh, okay.
And just for Schnozzcast Gmails that come through that you can respond to. Like it'd be like a work phone.
Hey, guys.
Sorry, did you chuckle at that?
No. I was thinking.
Oh,
And
Jesus. What is happening?
It was just his indigestion.
Wow.
I'm just checking.
She was ready to fucking snap at you.
Yeah, I see.
He was a little rumbly in his tumbly.
No, I was just saying,
Yeah.
next thing we know, our podcast is still going at a plateau, and Danielle's on her own with her own podcast with 400,000
Look,
followers.
I would have no problem with that. We can always take the credit. We
can always take the credit.
We birthed the Dear Abby of the podcast world.
That'd be so great, Danielle. Can you promote us, please?
Yeah, I would hire you guys on my staff, but you guys got your own podcast, so.
We don't want to go anywhere near your staff.
Not my staff, Danielle's staff. Ooh.
No.
Wow. 5 minutes into the podcast.
Yeah, we're just getting started,
Several
folks.
sexual innuendos between
It is Friday.
between Team Selesky over there.
We have hit episode 100, Nick, and after that, the
No holds bar.
yeah, all bets are off. That table, all bets are off.
All right. I like it.
Yes, sir.
I feel like the gauntlet has been thrown down.
Yeah.
You know,
You okay?
yeah, there we go.
No.
Yeah. So, apparently there's some very sad mice around here.
Say something.
Oh, perfect.
Nope.
There we go. Okay.
Wonderful.
All right.
Oh, well, thanks for asking. Yes, they are fresh poinsettias, Cory. Thank you.
Oh, I didn't even notice them.
I did a
sitting
lot of
right here in our face.
decorating. I don't have any cats or dogs, so you don't have to worry about them ingesting them.
Oh, I was very
But they're
worried
poisonous
about that.
They're poisonous for humans too, so don't.
Oh, I was actually just going to eat some. I thought that's why you put them on the table.
Cory, no.
Oh.
I feel like this is all leading into
Daniel's got a rolled up newspaper.
this is all leading into someone wanting us to recognize all of the work that he's done.
No. That's not for the podcast. That has nothing to do with the podcast.
Really?
Really?
Okay.
No.
All right, moving on then.
Absolutely.
So we've got a lot of stuff to get through tonight, a lot of different notes to hit, but just to start off with, I want to let everybody know, because I know our audience is curious. I did get Indy a vet appointment this week.
Is he still not feeling
we were
good?
just talking about that.
Yeah. Well, he's my Siberian Husky,
Oh, yeah.
and he was feeling very, very poorly. A lot of wheezing, not sleeping at night, like crazy sneezes. I've never seen a dog sneeze 6-7 times in a row.
Oh, come over. We got two there.
Just like
Sneeze all the time.
blanketing the area with his nasal discharge.
They
anyway,
only sneeze when they get excited.
no, they also sneeze when they are
Well,
congested and yeah.
Ours sneeze when they're excited.
So I got him in there, and they put him on the same meds that he was on back in March, plus a new one. And so I had to go to 2 different pharmacies to get that filled. But once I did, like that night, he started perking up, and by the next morning, he was like 90% back to where he was.
That's
Oh, yeah.
good.
Fantastic.
Didn't they say it's for like a respiratory for dogs, like barbuterol? Isn't that what they give for respiratory?
Anyway,
I was just curious.
I will not acknowledge dad jokes.
Give him
We
a
don't
little-
acknowledge dad
Cory,
jokes.
little
on this.
inhaler.
It's a bone shaped inhaler. Ooh, liver.
You could take it from across the room because your sniffer's that powerful. Anyway, yeah, he's doing well. Thanks to the husky crowd out there who is interested. Just thought I'd pass that on.
Not the overweight crowd.
No.
Well, them too.
Or the nasally congested crowd.
The mouth breathers, really specifically, is who we're talking about.
Oh, yeah. Get yourself some doxycycline, some Temerol P, and some Claritin.
It's a great
Good to go. So what else has been going on this week, guys? It's been a long week for me, a lot of late nights working, but we did just publish episode 100. So if you were not able to attend the Facebook live stream for that episode, it's now available for you to download on the podcast platform of your choice. It's not radically, but it's a little bit different than the live stream in that we had a bit of difficulty with the video and the echo from that, so we had to cut out a little bit. But otherwise, highly entertaining. Please go out and check it out. And I think I'm done with housekeeping. And I was telling Nick this earlier today.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I had to listen to the entire. It was kind of over the course of the entire week, trying to get through all 3 hours of episode 100. And it was tough for me because, as you know, as Danielle can remember, what did I drink that night?
Wine.
And how much did I drink?
A whole bottle.
No, actually, by the end of the 3rd hour,
It was gone by the end of the night. That's all that
yeah,
matters.
I don't.
It was like
I had like
that much left.
15% of the bottle left by the
If
time
you
we were
leave a
done
little
with the
bit at the
3-hour
bottom,
podcast.
you can always say I didn't even drink a whole bottle.
Anyway, it was not a pretty audio picture. Let's just say that. So the further, like the last,
It wasn't
40
a pretty visual picture
the last-
upstairs afterwards either. So
the last 45 minutes were kind of a shit show. And so at one point, Danielle was trying to help me out. I think I was giving my gentleman's agreement review, and she's like, Oh, was it that? Was it? Oh, were you? Did you like? Okay, so you did like it then. Just trying to get me to move on. And I was kind of stumbled over my words and trying to figure it out. And Nick was like, I think what Bob's trying to say here is, blah, blah, and I'm like, thank God. I'm listening back to it now, like, weeks later going, thank God he jumped in. Because I couldn't take the sound of my own voice anymore.
Like, really? You're just going to let someone, just as you're all standing there with 5 feet from the dock, just drown, just splashing about, and you're not even going to put your arm down to help them?
He jumped in and he saved me. And I'm sure I could hear myself like kind of exhale
14.
on the podcast, thankful that he was jumping in. But also later listening back, I was like, thank God he jumped in. But however much I was tripping over my words and couldn't figure it out, then Nick went on for like another 2.5 minutes about my movie, like longer than I'd been talking. And I'm like, wow, I didn't catch that during the podcast.
Eloquently, he went on, though.
Absolutely, at all times. But at the moment, I was just like sitting here going, thank God I don't have to talk anymore.
So what we've learned from that is no more wine until the next 100th episode.
Yeah. That
episode
is fair.
200, you get a bottle of wine.
That's my next bottle of wine in the podcast.
And even then, we might talk you out of it. But
I personally like when Cory looked across the room at the beginning of the podcast, and he's like, wine? Like, he mouths to me like...
We're doing that?
Yeah.
I think he's what he said.
because I knew what happened last time you did that, and it wasn't pretty.
But he had it like other times before.
Yeah, but not as...
I maintain that it wasn't the wine.
He was
it was
very
the mixture
excited.
of the wine and the shots and the excitement. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Someone was pouring shots 2 minutes apart, so...
That was me. So the wine made me want to pour more shots, which
Listen,
in turn...
It was
did not
only
help.
like 6 or 7 shots, a bottle of wine
a matter of 2 hours.
minus a couple centimeters, and like a beer or two in like 3 hours. That's it. That's all it was. There was still wine in the bottle.
Most people call that a Tuesday.
Right. I don't know what the problem was. But so I was done with it and I ended up finishing the podcast and I knew that you were like, okay, dude, are you going to finish? We're about to do 102. Are you done with the 100 yet? So I sent it out and I was trying to, I'm like, what do I call this episode? First, I'm like, I call it the century episode. Like, that makes sense.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, but that's too obvious. Like, maybe just do cardigan night because that's what it was. It was cardigan night that night.
Oh, so hot.
But then Nick Bader dropped the quote that I threw everything else away to go with fire extinguisher.
Oh, yeah, from Sammy Martin.
Yeah. I'm like, that's so when I picked the titles for the episode, if it's something like that where the odds of you saying that again are like astronomical.
Well,
it's a once. You haven't said it in 100 episodes, and all of a sudden there it comes.
We'll get him to say it again.
But then you lose the magic. I don't want to make him say it.
it's got to be magical.
It's got to be impromptu.
Yeah.
Magic.
All the other ones have been.
You don't want to, like, if you go to Disney World, you don't want to just, like, schedule an appointment with Mickey.
That's how you do it.
You want to.
That's the only way to see Mickey.
You want to accidentally run into him when he's
that's not happening.
juggling next to the Small World ride.
They don't do that anymore.
First of all, he's got 3 fingers. He can't juggle. It's impossible.
I'm sure there are some.
Bob,
Don't school me on this.
Bob,
So
you have-
I know
you-
which
you-
I speak.
You have all 10 fingers, and we saw you juggle.
Oh, I'll juggle right now for you if you want.
We've seen you juggle.
No,
It's-
no,
it-
thank you. I'm still.
you
I'm
see me
still
drunk
finding.
and juggling.
I'm still finding limes in different
I was gonna say
places in my house.
we want the tree to stay where it's at, and everything down here, the mixer and all that.
It's
just
not
be
really
intact.
fair that you've only seen me juggle
You
at
know-
the end of the podcast.
You notice
Done,
there's no
like,
ornaments on
5
the tree.
shots and yeah, that's probably a good idea.
Whoa! Oh, hold on. Here, I got these right here.
Someone tossed me the tree.
Yeah.
Wait, no, we need 2 more trees. At least 2.
Who's got another poinsettia plant?
Terrible idea. So,
All right, so Cory, let's can we jump into a little booze news?
oh, sure thing, sir.
You got it.
And now it's time for booze news.
All right,
You're up.
Oh, I'm up.
You're the only one who
God.
said they had one.
Oh, yeah, I didn't know you didn't have one.
No, that's why I asked you.
He's too busy pressing the somersaulting words button.
So,
Maybe I need to change that segment to say who has that particular article for that segment.
And I should say, and now who has booze news?
Maybe.
that might work.
You just did.
Hold on.
I'll clip that out.
Hold on. Drag, cut, paste. Click, click, click. Rendering, loading.
Is this Lebowski related booze news?
No, it's not.
Okay.
He just wants to work on that while he's talking.
Is this the video daily double? What are we doing here?
I was waiting for Nick to finish.
To stop talking?
Yeah.
No,
Okay.
he's not,
No,
'cause-
he's done. We're ready. Go ahead.
So I came across this article on Twitter the other day, and given the times that we're in with video gaming and all that kind of stuff, I had to take a second glance at it because I didn't think it was going to really pan out to the way the title read. But title being, a man's wife sells his PlayStation 5 after she discovers he lied and said it was an air purifier. So...
Are we supposed to be looking at something?
No, well, yeah, I'm going to bring that up in a second.
Oh, because this is just a Google search of
Yeah,
Jeffrey Lebowski.
So he bought a PlayStation 5, didn't tell his wife, told her instead that he put it in the corner, saying it was an air purifier, and that he just happened to be holding a remote, playing Call of Duty next to an air purifier.
Apparently, because she bought it.
She bought. Oh,
She bought his story.
Oh, okay.
She
I thought you
didn't
were going to say
purchase
she
the PS5?
bought the PS5.
No, she bought
thinking
his.
it was an air purifier.
No, she bought his story. But here, I'm gonna pull the picture up for you guys because it is actually. They apparently make an air purifier that looks just like a PS5. So anyone out there that's looking to try to trick their wife or girlfriend into trying to get a PS5 into the house, I guess tell them it's an air purifier because.
Okay.
It clearly worked for this
I
guy.
was like, yeah, because it worked out well.
So a Taiwanese man was one of the lucky
Throwing
few
shade.
to actually get his hands on a PlayStation 5. Unfortunately, his wife wasn't really thrilled at the amount of video games he played preceding the purchase. So he had So he had to hide the fact that he bought one from her.
I don't like that.
That's
So he told her it wasn't a PlayStation but an air purifier. And to his credit, both devices do have a similar appearance.
They absolutely do. I did not know. Do you have a brand name for the air purifier? Air purifier?
I do
I
not.
don't see any wine.
That would be a good thing to pass on to our listeners.
I
our
can find that out.
devious listeners.
So unfortunately for this fella, his wife apparently quickly she figured it out, was able to tell the difference between a PlayStation and an air purifier and quickly sold the gaming console out from under her husband. According to the man who this article's not written. Yeah, it's not written very well. It was the cheapest price for one he'd seen. So that was apparently his reason for buying it. But yeah, there you go. As you can see.
Maybe it was an air purifier, and he thought it was a PS.
Did she sell it as an air purifier?
I would hope not.
I don't think you'd get as much for it then.
That's what I would have done then. If you're going to be that much of a troll, sell it as an air purifier for like $100 and then give him the money and be like, here you go. Here's the $100 for your air purifier because we clearly don't need an air purifier.
Yeah, that'd be the best revenge.
Yeah, exactly. Even though the best revenge is
Served cold.
or living well.
Damn it.
So devious.
Yeah, it's so simple.
Served cold. No, I was gonna. It was a positive on the upswing, Bob.
That's a good. So the guy was in Taiwan. You said, Cory?
Yeah.
That's a good information. That's
As information goes, that's top notch.
That's what we call some good information.
So the only thing I can find right now, apparently that air purifier is only sold in Taiwan.
Unfazed.
Oh well, at least he didn't go like he didn't find out that it was only sold in the States.
Apparently,
True,
that PS5 is also sold in Taiwan.
Made in Taiwan, I assume.
I would only think so.
There's no clean air. Let's go.
Wow.
You don't play games.
Jesus. I can see on the graph all of our
Taiwanese listeners.
dropping on like.
Why you write to me?
God.
I just wonder.
I wonder too.
Yeah.
All
I
right,
wonder too
All
sometimes.
right. Anybody else got a boozers article? Because no. Okay. No. Cory, let's stick with you. Right into Funko This.
Already, Jesus.
Yeah, this is gonna be the Cory Slesky hour.
Well, this is actually more of Danielle's Funko.
Oh, she's gonna have to talk.
No, it is my
Oh,
Funko.
fuck.
It's not yours.
Oh man.
You
Stand
don't even
back,
like
Nick.
these.
Well,
What'd you say? You don't like these?
Not the Funkos that he knows nothing about them. The
Who kno-
Funko, the Funko.
Wait,
that's
hold
coming
on.
up.
Hold on. Lovers don't have secrets.
No,
Look at that.
I mean,
Look at that Funko. That man is a Funko himself.
He doesn't know anything about like the Funko.
Oh, the Princess Guinevere and the Jewel Rider Funkos?
I don't know what those are, but sure.
Uh-huh.
You'll see when it comes up. It'll make more sense.
I hope so, because it makes zero sense so far.
Hold on, we're getting the small whip and cracking the hamster, so the wheel goes a little bit quicker.
It's Harry Potter.
Yay!
Oh, it's an advent calendar?
Yeah. So I get a little mini pop every day.
Mini pop, what do you mean?
They're just like small ones. They're like that.
Little
big.
baby
miniature
Funkos.
versions.
They're miniature version.
They're not candy, they're actual Funko.
No, they're Funkos.
Oh,
You
for
can-
fuck's
I mean, they're
sake.
small enough you could probably swallow one, but
Oh, you could. The dogs could.
Okay.
so you like the mini pops now too?
Well, this is the second Funko calendar we've gotten. Well, I've gotten.
So,
We got one at Halloween too.
so what are the things that are on your keychain?
Those are the
Pocket Pops.
Okay, mini pops,
Hold on.
well. That's
Funko Pops, and pocket pops.
There's 3 different
It's-
kinds of pops?
that's all the.
Are there like what they did with the Ninja Turtles that I have over there? The big ones? Like, is there a big pop?
Yeah,
They do make those as
they
well.
do make those too.
Oh my god!
Wow.
I'm actually
Okay,
surprised, Corey,
so-
that they don't have the lawn inflatables in Funko version yet.
Oh, I'm sure that's going to be coming.
Wait,
Maybe one
wait,
day.
are
Well,
you closing that out? Wait, go back to that.
You are welcome, Corey.
I got questions. Okay, so there are 24 pieces in this advent calendar.
Yes.
Are they Christmas themed mini pops or are they
Yeah.
Harry Potter themed? mini
They're
pops?
Harry Potter themed Christmas ones.
Meaning like Jesus Potter?
No.
Pops?
So, like,
Yeah, I don't understand what that means.
So,
help
like,
me,
this-
help me understand.
this one.
By the
of-
way, I think I just coined the title for this episode.
so like the one of they're showing of Harry Potter, he's holding like an ornament.
Okay.
So actually holding a gingerbread man.
No,
Sure.
that is an owl.
A Funko bread man, right?
It's an owl.
Oh, I guess
What?
it is now.
It's an owl.
Why would
Yeah,
it
Harry Potter's owl.
Oh, okay.
Hedwig,
Yeah.
My bad.
which
Come
was
on.
also a pop.
But he also the
Okay.
owl looks very
So-
gingerbread-like.
So I assume
gold.
that I assume that's the 24th day. You
No,
get the
he
big-
was day number 1.
Okay, so it's all downhill from there. So what happens on day number 2?
Day 2 was the one of Ron that's dressed up. The red
Ron Weasley.
Is
in,
he
like,
supposed to be like one of
Christmas
the
attire.
wise men or something?
No, it's just
it's not. It's not.
So-
it's not a Christian.
This is
Harry
not
Potter.
Okay, well that's what I wanted to know.
Religion, or sex. We don't talk about it on the podcast.
But it says it's an advent calendar.
or sports.
Yeah, but advent calendars don't have to be Jesus related.
I kind of thought they
I mean,
were to some degree.
no, because like they
To
have
zero
ones for
degree,
kids
then.
that are candy. They have ones that have alcohol in them.
But
Do they-
generally, there is
They
still
have
in a
nothing to do
Christmas
with
theme.
they're nothing to do with Jesus though.
Sure, you can drink on Christmas.
Well, yeah, well they have ones for every day that you drink.
Jesus' blood is wine. Come on.
True, but they don't have to be like
Do they have a Bing Crosby Funko Pop?
I don't know.
Oh, you know they probably.
Oh,
do.
the Adeste Fideles version.
Do they?
He's-
Do they ever?
He's holding a small beaten child.
Is there a Bing Crosby Bob Hope road movie duo you can buy?
I don't think so.
Of course, there's smoke coming out of Corey's ears right now. Hold on.
He's
too
looking
many
up
things.
about advent
Look
calendars.
at, do you see how quick he went from like this to a very, oh my God, everyone's
Quick
literally
stroke.
everyone's engaged in Funko right now. This is the quickest I've ever stroked my beard to think.
Yeah. So advent calendars they're not advent for the Christian community or the holy community. They've just been used to count down the days to Christmas.
Okay,
So
learn something every day in the Schnozzcast.
So yeah, every day I get to open a pop.
I used to have a Coca-Cola Santa calendar where you would.
I'm waiting my turn. Go ahead.
Who are you raising your hand to?
The room when you're done.
Doesn't want to be forgotten.
Okay. Where you would put a cotton ball on each day of December until Santa had a full beard.
Oh, uh-huh.
We did that. Yes, Bob.
Never mind.
That was fun.
Don't you get to open up? I know what it was. Don't you get to open up a Funko every day anyway?
No.
No.
not every day.
No.
Come
I mean,
on.
come on.
No.
Didn't you think, Nick, that they were opening up new Funkos every day?
Yeah, but I think if she was smart, she would probably like hold off on some of them, keep them under lock and key, and like if he does a good deed, perhaps, and then vice versa.
Who's been a good boy?
Yeah,
Who's a good boy?
when Corey's like, "Oh, Danielle finally agreed to have sex with me tonight. Here's a Funko." It's like a Pavlov's dog thing.
Sex
like,
payment.
She'll
You're saying-
she'll all of a sudden be like, I'm starting to enjoy this. Why? Because I get a gift afterwards.
You're saying sex payment Funkos.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a little strange.
Nah,
Well, no. Not no. Well, I already figured that's what was going on.
Oh, okay.
I mean, no one's denied it, so.
There's no reason to. There's absolutely no reason
There's
to.
no reason to deny it. Yes, it is strange, but I will not deny that.
Did you remember, what did you say, Corey? She makes me put a wreath around my neck?
Oh, I get flogged with the old school glass Christmas lights if I don't sing loud enough in the shower in the morning.
Yeah.
Christmas carols.
Jingle bells.
baby.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
She said, I said, Corey, I sent him a text message. I said, you know what? I said, I apologize. I said, I clearly have turned a blind eye to what you've been going through. I said, because after you had said what Danielle said about my lights, I said, I'm not sure if I told you guys, but when you and Bob were outside, I said, I was cornered in my kitchen. I literally turned around from making a drink, and she was right in my face, and she was like, just so you know, you better have some better decorations by next week. And I said, I got like the chills.
Had she pulled a knife from your drawer, like holding it to your
I'll
ribs?
say, what's that stinging in my side?
Yeah.
No, she had,
that's
she had
just the knife I have in you.
No, she had sharpened an icicle. And I was
There
no,
weren't
candy
even
cane.
any-
Candy
That's
cane.
Yeah,
smart.
get your
No,
story right.
icicle
She had
is smart.
sharpened-
No evidence.
Oh, it's amazing that she would know this story. So, so I said, yeah, she sharpened a candy cane. But anyhow, so Corey said that she actually makes him put a wreath around his neck, shirtless, and she flogs him with old school glass Christmas lights so he sings Christmas carols.
You guys are really weird. The conversations you have that aren't true are very weird,
Well,
Also very true.
But also very true.
but also very not true.
Or true.
No.
I'll agree to disagree.
Corey's got his feet in legitimate stockings that are pulled up to his knees.
Okay, stop. The amount of alcohol I'm going to have to drink to erase that from my brain cannot be measured.
Corey's like, luckily for all that flogging, I don't have any more hair on my back.
Takes it right off. After all, the scarring doesn't grow back either.
Yeah.
Okay. Once again, tonight, this is for the second time tonight, I'd really like to move on. And we're going to jump over to Nick's existential question of the week. And while he's brainstorming that, I'm going to go grab us a shot.
All right. No need to brainstorm. It's right here.
Oh, you got a book. Fantastic. This can go swell.
So, I did find, apparently I was interested in existential questions as a young boy. And
Young lad.
As a wee knee-high lad. And when I was a lad.
Oh, boy.
No.
That's the falsetto.
Yeah. So, it's a version of it. So,
Still don't think you realize how that works, but
it's okay. This book was just called If.
Oh, self-titled?
Like Stephen King's It?
If you're not on the
Only-
microphone, you're not allowed to have any comments.
Only with an
Podcast.
F instead of a T.
Drew and Mike specifically said that they hate podcasts where they talk to people off into the distance that are not mic'd up. So, basically, I can go to any page and there's just questions all over each one. So this is the one I chose for this week. This question is, if you could uninvent one thing in the world so that it no longer exists, what would you choose and why?
Can we answer for other people?
No.
Damn it.
You can answer for yourself.
why would you answer for other people?
I was
Like-
going
like I
to
could-
answer for Bob.
Like I could answer for you and say I would uninvent the city of Ascota.
No. I was going to say I was going to say it with good intentions.
Well, that's where the road to hell leads.
You might have to help me out here then. That could be my answer.
Okay, so
We have
everybody
a segment about it.
think about it. We can
Are we
can
going to come back to it?
we can come back to it.
All right, let's come back to
so
it.
think about something you can uninvent. And how about this? After the break, we'll come back with our answers.
That's fair.
Sound
All right.
good? All right.
So
Yeah.
we do the shot, and then I have something to show you guys.
Corey, we told
Alrighty.
you to stop
Well,
doing that.
I've got two things to show you guys.
Oh,
God.
wait. How'd you get another one of those?
They implanted it.
Well, he's just got the two, but the other one is like a frightened turtle. It's like,
All right.
Only comes
So-
out when it's very warm.
Danielle, I'm going to prevail upon you again to tell the listeners what we're doing here.
I don't know why you like to make me talk.
Because you don't normally.
I know.
The thing about being on a podcast is sometimes you have to talk.
I don't know about those
You got to
things.
earn your keep.
Nah.
So when did you stop listening? Well, I was listening to the podcast, and one of their co-hosts
right, Danielle.
said she doesn't like to talk.
This should be really easy. What are we doing?
We're going to do a shot.
Okay. So the people that are out there
Shut up.
should do what?
Grab a shot or a drink.
All right.
Shut up.
What might they be doing while they're listening that they could use a shot during?
Sleeping. Shuffling. Scurrying.
All right. You're as hilarious as that is. You're torpedoing my efforts. All right.
Laughter is a version of vocal communication,
right, here
so
we-
it could be talked.
Here we go.
It can be talked. And we're back. Is that what you want to say?
We're back.
Yeah, there you go.
Woo!
Episode 102. She's got the hang of it.
What? Hold on. What is in that pink thermos?
Water.
Pink lemonade.
Water.
It's flavored water.
I was wishing you would say like flavored vodka.
Is
or
it
something.
vodka flavored water?
That's a shit flavored vodka.
Well,
It's just water. My alcohol is here. My water is there.
Well,
when do you drink the water?
After I'm done drinking,
Okay.
to hydrate my body so I don't feel like butthole tomorrow.
oh, so,
Like butthole.
Yeah.
Okay.
so you don't feel whose butthole tomorrow?
I don't feel like one.
Oh.
I don't feel anything.
I thought you said
I'm
so. I don't
going to-
feel butthole tomorrow. And
I'm going to make a strong recommendation that you come up with a different comparison term.
Meh.
No? You gonna stick with butthole?
Sure.
All right. Some of the best people stick with butthole.
They do.
She works with children, ladies and gentlemen.
I don't say butthole at work.
Sure you don't. Anyway.
Vomiting off the couch. She's a teacher.
Moving on. Cory, I actually made a new, this is not an official segment, but I was trying to
I'd hope not.
I was trying to redo my notes. I have, we each have our own little section in OneNote. And in my area, I've got a couple of different pages. And one of them I made, just called it Midnight Burbling, which is all the crazy shit that
About his indigestion.
we started talking about last week. Just different shit. Like, let me go through my notes. This is why I wrote this down. I don't know why I wrote this down.
I know where you're going with this.
No, I've forgotten that, so you'll have to remind me. What was it that I wrote down, but I couldn't remember why?
Wait, hang on. Are we gonna rehash it now and you're gonna re-forget it?
I'm
Maybe.
hoping that you're going to say it. I'm going to remember it.
We are the champions.
Yes, I remember why I wrote that down. I'm overflowing with picks of the week, so this doesn't have to be one, and I can say it now. But I was watching this series on Netflix called We Are the Champions. Have you guys seen it yet?
No.
I have seen it pop up, and I've downloaded it to my iPad.
Oh my God. All I could say is do yourself a favor and watch just the first episode if that's all you have time for. 30 minutes. It's narrated by Rainn Wilson, who played Dwight Schrute, so it's right
Oh, well, there you
up
go.
your laneway.
Mm-hmm.
And
Thank you.
You're welcome. He's essentially, every episode is let's investigate a group of people who are doing some activity that's so ridiculous, but they take it so seriously that we have to do a show on it. And the very first one is cheese rolling.
Okay, that's what I've seen the preview pop up as.
Yeah, it is fucking phenomenal.
I need to add it right now.
I've seen a couple shows that have that featured
Yeah.
in it.
I watched all of them except for one, but that cheese rolling one, holy shit. You got to watch it. You owe it to yourself. That's why I wrote it down. Because I needed to, I'm like, I have to tell these fuckers about what I'm watching.
And what is it called?
We Are the Champions.
And it's on what?
Netflix, sir.
Netflix. We Are the Champions on Netflix. Something that we need to watch, narrated by Rainn Wilson. All
Yes,
right.
sir. But in my notes, we do a section every now and again called Top 5. And we have a couple of notes of stuff that we've written down like weeks and weeks and weeks ago we still haven't got to yet. And we're also not going to get to them again because I'm going to preempt that with a segment about top 5 Christmas movies.
Ooh.
That I didn't think I really needed us to prepare for. I think everybody understands that.
What's a Christmas movie?
Oh God!
So it's
I don't know if I even know
it's
5
what they
Christmas
call a
movies.
moving picture.
Okay.
That has the Christmas theme. So in your house,
Yeah.
whether it was when you were growing up or whether it's right now, hopefully they're probably the same because you bring your childhood fascinations with you into adulthood. What are the top 5 Christmas movies that you generally watch during the month of December, building up to Christmas? Danielle.
Do they have to be in like? It doesn't matter what order.
I was gonna say
Nope,
that's,
nope.
It's too
Just
hard
5
to
of
put
them.
in
We're not
I
gonna-
know I can't put them
in
in order.
order.
We're not going to do order.
Well, like,
we'll just do
Number 5 is like
No.
Nope.
Okay.
Just 5 of them. That's it. Don't have to be in any order.
Elf.
Great.
It's a Wonderful Life.
The original.
Yes.
Jimmy Stewart. Okay.
Yep. The Grinch.
The Jim Carrey Grinch.
No, actually, there was one that came out, the
the
animated one, not the original. I do like the original animated one, but there was a
Oh,
new one. It has a
with,
different storyline to it.
Benedict Cumberbatch
Yes.
as the.
Yep, as the Grinch.
Okay.
It's actually really good.
I have watched it. It is very good.
That
Not
was-
as good as the original animated,
No,
like Dr. Seuss one.
right.
But still very good.
It's still very good. The Christmas Chronicles, very good.
I know nothing about this. Give me a brief synopsis.
It's Kurt Russell is Santa.
You lost me. Next one.
No, it's actually it's really, really good.
No,
There's
Kurt
actually,
Russell as Santa.
yeah. You haven't seen it? Hasn't popped up on Netflix for you at all?
It might have. And
Is
I
that when
blew
he's
right by it?
Is that his final role?
Whose final role?
Kurt
Russell?
guess he's been talking about this will be.
So Kurt Russell, there's advertisements
he's gonna retire.
all over the place that said Kurt Russell plays Santa and states that this will be his final role and he will retire after this.
Yeah. And they just.
That's not true.
It's all over the place.
Yeah, it is all over. Because they
guarantee-
just released a second.
Kurt Russell said it.
They just released the
Cory.
Christmas Chronicles 2.
How many movies has Quentin Tarantino made? Do you remember? Just take a stab.
I was really hoping we weren't going to get back to Tarantino.
Take a stab.
on this
How many
'cause
have you
we were pretty
watched?
far away from him.
What, 9?
8. Very close. 8. He's. Now I'm second guessing myself, but I think he's done 8.
Okay.
He said that he's going to do one more. I guarantee you that then when he does that one, if he goes, "Hey Kurt, I got a part for you," Kurt Russell's coming back to be in that fucking movie. Kurt Russell's only done when no people stop offering him those types of roles anymore.
Right.
Anyway, sorry.
And then the last one is Santa Claus. With Tim Allen.
Tim Allen. Okay.
I mean, there's more too, but that's 5.
No, that's the first 5 that come to your head. Perfect. Now the challenge is, does Cory have the same list? Is there any overlap
I don't know.
between the Finns and the Sleskys on this list? Cory, what do you got?
A Christmas Story,
Excellent choice.
National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation.
Another excellent choice. So far I see no overlap. I see this is not a marriage made in heaven.
Die Hard.
Excellent, sir. Now I don't know if you've been watching Facebook, but I changed my profile picture to McLean stomping
not see that.
stomping at his bloody foot on the window to try to get in the window after he jumped off the roof. And my buddy Steve Leverin, not the only one, was like, "That's not a fucking Christmas movie." I'm like, "Go fuck yourself."
I feel like
No,
it's
of
a
course
huge
it's
debate.
Christmas. It's a
He's
huge-
like, nope. You got to look at plot. There's nothing about Christmas in the plot. Just because it happens on Christmas. And I'm like, okay, this is an interesting argument. I'm not willing to concede or to discuss it. So you're wrong. But but I agree with you, Cory. I think it's a great Christmas movie.
Yeah, I'm definitely in the camp that it is a Christmas movie.
Yeah, me too.
I mean, I can see both sides, but I go along with it. It's a Christmas movie.
Gotcha.
So it was Die Hard was my third. I will have to go along with Danielle on It's a Wonderful Life.
Okay.
And I'm trying to remember. I can't even think of the name of the last
Something about Christmas.
one. I mean, I would throw Elf in there
Santa
as well,
Frosty?
but I think
You could say something as she said. Doesn't have to be different.
Yeah, I think for me personally, Home Alone would come over Elf.
Okay.
Oh God, yeah.
Okay.
So
That's fair.
there's my 5.
That's your 5?
That's my 5.
All right, Nick.
Oh, hello. So
It's like there's this timer in his head. He's like, "Oh, they haven't come back to me for over 7 minutes. I'm pissed now." Oh, hello.
apparently I don't need to talk anymore.
Jesus Christ.
But So I would do Home Alone's in there. Die Hard's gonna be in there. A Muppets Christmas Carol.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Ooh.
It's gonna be in there.
Okay.
Oh,
Shit.
Well, that hasn't happened in a while.
oh, okay. Pick up your phone. Pick up your phone. The Rudolph movie.
The
Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer?
Yeah, the claymation.
the Rankin Bass.
I'm sorry.
Boom. That's 4.
What is the Rankin Bass?
Rankin Bass Animations.
Oh, I just thought you were throwing your last name in there for something
That
like.
is that is my last
We
name.
all called it the Rankin Bass at my house.
That is my last name, in fact.
You never knew, Nick, but Bob's heir to the claymation
Rankin Bass Fortune. Yeah.
and
I inherited a whole bunch of clay.
And then it's a toss-up, but I would say Holiday Inn with Bing Crosby and Fred Astaire.
You are a big Bing Crosby fan. I can totally see that.
Makes
Okay.
sense.
Yeah.
All right. I would have to go Die Hard.
Happy holidays.
That's fine. Just interrupt my picks.
You
Die
interrupted
Hard.
mine.
What's the one with Bumble's Bounce? Danielle, you know. It's got the...
Bumble's Bounce.
Yeah. Yukon Cornelius. Herbie the Dentist.
That's
It's Rudolph.
Is it Rudolph?
Yeah.
That's Rankin
Okay.
Bass.
All right. Well,
Bob knows the creator
Yeah, the
of the
production
movie,
company, but he
doesn't
doesn't-
know the
yeah.
name of the
I
movie.
know all the characters.
That's Rudolph.
Rudolph. Miracle on 34th Street.
That's another good one.
The original one.
Yes.
Well, it's been remade
I
a
know.
couple of times.
Oh, has it?
Cory,
Yeah.
I know.
Okay.
enough. It's the original, okay?
Christmas Story, for sure. And
Yeah.
I was not a big fan of Polar Express.
Ugh.
Just overdone. Overdone.
I don't think
Oh,
I've
you
ever
think?
actually seen it.
You've never seen it?
No.
We got to watch it at least once.
Bob,
But after that,
Bob, how about a Charlie Brown Christmas?
that's number 5.
Dude, I found it Scrooged was what I was thinking of, and I couldn't.
That would be my number 6.
Okay.
Yeah.
There's just so many good ones.
There
though.
are so
A
many.
Muppets
It's
Christmas
tough.
Carol. I mean, come on, the mice.
I love them.
No
Yeah.
cheeses for these Mises.
I used to watch. We had it on VHS growing up. I used to watch it all the time during Christmas.
I don't understand. You had it on what?
Oh, funny story. She actually still has it on VHS because when her mom was moving, or her mom and dad were moving, and we were helping clean out the basement, there was a 4 boxes of VHS tapes that were still down there in the original packaging. That I'm like, yeah, you guys might want to clean these up and hang on to these.
Here's the thing. I think at a young age she learned not to take things out of boxes.
Clearly.
Oh no, honey, we don't. There's certain things that we don't need right now, so we don't. We have
If I
other
know
Christmas
what it
movies.
is and I don't need to take it out of the box, why does it matter if it sits in the box?
Cory,
I know what every package I get is, and I still am excited to get it, and I tear it open right away, and I'm like, yes, I got it.
Oh, and you get to pop those little air things that in the Amazon boxes.
Oh, I love that.
Oh,
Yeah.
Not the big ones where it's like one big thing of air.
Oh, no, like
the
the giant-
pair of
no, the
scissors
big-
and like pop, pop, pop.
No, the big ones
The
are
ones
fun.
you pop with your
The giant
You're
bubble.
talking about the bubble wrap.
yes.
They're
with your
both. I mean,
thumbs.
they're
where
both
it's
fun
like,
in their own
no,
way.
where it's like a large, stiffer bubble wrap.
Yeah,
And
but
it's
you can still twist it, or you can still with your thumbs pop, 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 pop.
yeah. I sleep on it.
I'm
Sometimes.
talking about. I'm talking about not the ones that are
No?
like 4 different like big pills.
Those are
of air.
okay. They satisfy a small urge.
It's very short. It's short-lived.
They satisfy me in the way that the dogs are absolutely terrified of them.
yes.
So,
They're terrified of the box when you open it.
oh, yeah, but even more terrified when they hear a loud sound.
Probably more terrified when you drop trow and show us whatever you're going to show us later. Because
what?
Is that what you're looking for?
is that not coming? You're like, oh, I got something I got
I
to show
thought
you
we-
guys.
I
wasn't
did,
he
but we
finger
continued on
wagging?
to
Wasn't he
this.
finger
Oh, okay.
wagging at just some of my innuendos, and he just got you dropping trow now later on?
Oh, but yeah, apparently.
When you're going to show us your penis later on
right.
tonight.
Oh, hashtag me too. Jesus
Thanks,
Christ.
Bob.
I guess I'm going to do that
That's
later.
how we roll.
Well, guys, I think it's time for a break. Upstairs, Cory?
And if this is the
I'll see
first,
you
if
outside.
this is the first time you're listening to Schnozzcast, welcome, welcome, one and all. Yeah. So thank you guys. I thought it was a good idea because you know what? So the next question, the closing question for that segment is, how many of those movies have you guys watched already? And how many do you plan on watching before Christmas Eve?
Ooh.
Oh, I've watched.
You watched a lot of yours already.
I think I've watched all of them on my list so far, but
Okay.
I've watched 5.
4 or 5?
Oh no, I watched 5.
All 5?
Well,
And it's
I haven't-
December 4th?
yeah,
Okay.
I haven't watched the Santa Claus yet, but I watched both the Christmas Chronicles.
Does that mean you'll be watching them all again, but in the next 20 days?
Probably.
Okay. Corey?
I did it when I was decorating the house.
I know. I'm very aware because I wake up
So
and she's crying in the
when
living
you-
room.
When you decorate that, did you guys put up your tree yet?
Did I put up the tree? Yes, I did.
Corey. Come on.
Dude,
buddy. Come on, buddy. Come on, buddy.
I'm not gonna take it. She likes doing the holiday decorating.
Hold on.
You got to be on the mic, dude.
I am. Hey.
Okay, there you go.
Hold on.
Drew and Mike said.
Hold
Yeah,
on.
that's what I heard.
Hold on. Doesn't matter if he wanted to try or help. She wouldn't like the way he does it.
Well, of course. I think that was a given.
No. In honesty, it's not
As
that
long
I.
as he tried.
It's not that I don't want to help. She likes doing it. It's her thing. I don't. Well, there was only one thing I changed.
Yeah, I know.
But that was something new that we added.
She's
this
like,
year.
yeah, I know.
I turned that tree right side up. 'Cause, God damn it.
Goes from the ceiling.
Corey's like, Danielle, where can I put the pierogi ornament?
But listen,
He did put a couple ornaments on the tree, though.
This is part of
Probably
this is your
the lower
first
half
Christmas
of the
together.
tree.
Yeah.
In all seriousness, your first Christmas together.
Right.
Right?
Yes.
So you two should be, this is the time where, Danielle, maybe you've always done this by yourself, but now's the time where you got to bring him in.
Hang on though. But did I not surprise you with the 2 ornaments that I had packed up?
Yes.
So we're not talking about your balls, are we? Because
Back again to
the
the
4
crutch.
ornaments.
Back again to the crutch. Danielle, now do you have to put like the ornaments on the upper part of the tree, and he puts them on the lower?
Hilarious.
I was like, what are you staring like into oblivion?
But
over
honestly,
for?
this is the time. This is a great time for you guys. Your first Christmas together. It's real. Well, yes. What? I'm being totally serious.
Get your ornament boots.
I'm being totally serious. This is a great
ching.
time. Like I'm seriously like happy for you guys. But this is the time where you got to go like, oh, okay, I used to do all this shit by myself the way I wanted it, but now I have to figure out, well, how can I mesh that with the way he wants
No,
it?
it's all the same.
Clearly it's not. I can already see.
They do everything.
I'm
the
looking
same.
in her eyes.
No,
They love everything. They
looking in her
all
eyes.
love
She's
the
not
same
the same.
things.
Because-
they both love everything.
No,
together.
they don't.
Yeah, they do.
I want to explore this a
because
little bit.
when I was decorating, he was
Who'da
at
thought?
work, and I didn't want to wait another week to decorate, so I didn't wait for him.
And you just want
And I know he doesn't really care to
But you
decorate.
know it's only December 4th.
I know, and Christmas stuff goes up after
Dude,
Thanksgiving.
But you're
I was just say
Bob.
we were at Thanksgiving dinner and she was talking about how I'd really like to get home and put some of the Christmas stuff up.
Bob,
I'm
you're like, hey babe, I
Thanks.
got to work.
Thanksgiving's not even done yet.
do you remember
Yeah.
when he accidentally sent a picture of Amazon packages on the porch
Yes.
like a day ago, and there was still a pumpkin and a bale of hay?
They're
Accidentally, I meant
going to my mother.
I don't think there's too many Christmas decorations.
Oh no, because when I decorated, he came home and he goes, "Oh wow." I go, "This was what it always looks like. You just didn't live here when you had to come home to it."
But he's embraced it. He's been like, oh, yeah, that's fine, babe.
Dude, like I said,
Hey,
so
babe. That's
so
all right, babe.
I came
Touch
home.
me.
I came home that night, and the Christmas tree was up, and I'm like, oh, you know what? I have 2 things to add to this. And I went downstairs, and one of the boxes that I had still have all my shit packed in. And
Wait, hold on. Have you not moved in yet?
yeah, it's like miscellaneous shit that I
a slow
really haven't
process.
needed over years, so it's better off just being packed away. And
All right.
but I knew there was 2 things in there that I needed to grab, and those were 2 of the Christmas ornaments that her mom has given me every Christmas.
Okay.
She gives an ornament of your initial, and I had stowed them away.
L for Lebowski.
Maybe this year. But I had stowed them away, and I knew exactly where they're at, so I ran downstairs and grabbed them. Like, look at that! Didn't just toss them out with the box.
So it's just a box of C's.
basically.
He has 2.
C with just different numbers next to it.
No, they're all different.
But they
There's
have
like
different
a
C's.
Rudolph one.
but they have C's.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So my mom's into giving us letters.
That's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah. You guys can have a. You could just tell people that your tree is themed for the Department of Disease Control.
Yeah.
The CDC. Yeah. Wow.
But we did buy an ornament today.
Oh yes.
Oh, your first joint ornament?
What
was it?
Was this?
Yeah,
was the
'cause
first?
Hopefully not your
there's the
first
elf
ornament
one.
of a joint.
Oh yes. Buddy the Elf was the first one. But,
Okay.
The world's best boss coffee mug.
Oh, I saw that.
Yeah.
I gave you a little clap on that one.
Yep.
All right.
Speaking of the clap, Lori Clark says, "Don't forget, White Christmas, a year without Santa Claus, claymation with Heat Miser and Freeze Miser.
Not on the podcast. Doesn't count. Sorry.
Don't watch Polar Express, but the picture book and read it. Tom Hanks utterly wrecked it."
Ooh.
I think that's a little bit of the teacher coming out in her.
Yeah. Is
Why?
it?
Dude, she
Because
rather
she really enjoys the book.
Teachers don't like Tom Hanks?
Well, I wouldn't say that. Tom Hanks is the fucking man. So, no, just the idea of going to a book over a movie. Oh, pop up
Well,
book.
generally the book is better than the movie.
Right.
Eh,
That's usually what happens.
Is it though?
I can't. Yeah, I gotta agree with her on that.
I like that one Christmas song. Vomit on the couch top. Teacher pause.
Wow, you are really looking to gain some points here, aren't you?
I'm gaining points.
No,
I don't need to gain any points.
Losing friend points.
I know. I'm okay with that.
Are you sure?
Yeah. Can we cheers with this though?
Yeah, sure.
All right.
I think I have
So,
several passes
do you?
from that instance.
Yeah, that's your friend points, but her friend points.
Oh, she's losing them.
No, you're losing with her.
So
How could you be gaining with her?
it'd be like if I went and crashed your car and then you talked about it, I'd be like, now you're losing friend points because I crashed your car and you're talking about it. See what kind of logic that is right there? Cheers.
Wow. Okay,
Yeah.
I did my best,
Yeah.
babe.
She's a good gal. I like her.
Smooth.
When that fireball hits.
Woo.
Yikes.
Whose purple cup is that?
So this is the busting balls
Gina's.
part of the podcast, I assume.
No,
No,
that was
it's
just-
not?
That was just Nick.
No, well, it was me busting a girl, so it's just a kick to the crotch.
Oh, that is a gentle way to put. Yeah, I could have thought of it. Right. Well, apropos. That's fine. You know what? She can take it though.
Yeah, she can.
She can absolutely take it.
She'd be dishing out left and right.
Oh,
She was here.
yeah. Right back at you.
She's yelling out loud right now.
She might be.
Yeah. Why don't you bring your chainsaw over again?
Oh. All right. Cory, we're about 101 into it.
Is it that far already?
Yes, sir. So we're gonna take a brief intermission here and come back with a gentleman's agreement, pick of the week, and perhaps some just some drunken ramblings,
Fair enough.
as we do every week.
We will see.
So stick around. You're gonna hear some music. You're gonna hear some perhaps not some ad reads, but some friends of ours who've jumped in to plug our podcast for a little bit. And but don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
We'll be back in 15. It hit me. I remembered it this week.
Yeah, I know you've been busy, so
Yeah, I will do that though.
no worries. All right, so I want to start on the other side of the table with either Danielle or Cory. I'll let you guys fight out which one of you wants to go first. But these are picks from November 21st.
2 weeks ago.
Yes.
Yep. So which one of you guys wants
Thank you for italicizing November 21st.
wants to jump in?
You can go first.
Okay, well, I had toys from Mr. Nick.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Hey, before you start with that, it just occurred to me.
Danielle just farted.
No,
Sorry.
Corey's chair made a noise.
Ooh.
In case
Oh my
Stop.
god.
What is wrong with you?
Oh my god.
that is the third time
I
in
could spell
2
it over here.
episodes I've heard.
You're
What the
such
fuck
an
is wrong with
asshole.
you, Cory?
Oh.
It's like bad deviled eggs.
You guys are a fucking assholes.
Nick, can I prevail upon you to give our new listeners, perhaps since episode 100, the landmark episode, to let them know what we're doing here in Gentleman's Agreement?
So, Gentleman's Agreement, if you guys haven't been with us before, basically we've realized that, we started the podcast based on friends getting together and bullshitting. And from that, Gentleman's Agreement was born because we would often, amongst busting each other's balls, we would say, hey, have you seen this? Have you watched this? Have you done this? So, Gentleman's Agreement came about when we would try to impose upon our friends to watch something that we think that they would like. But there's no rhyme or reason to that. They would never have to do that, and sometimes it wouldn't happen. So Gentleman's Agreement is, once a week we say, hey, guess what? Too bad if you don't want to. I think you're going to like it. This is your assignment, and we homework assignment each other. And from it, great things come about. So,
No pressure, Cory.
Oh, none at all. So that being said, I had toys. Even from the get-go, creepy fucking movie.
All right. So, not that you know what year this movie was made in, but who are the stars?
It was made in 92.
Okay.
Robin Williams. I can't think of the chick's name. I know her name in the movie, but I can't think of
I'll look it up while you're talking.
her real name. And then there was the third star in it. I can't. No, as a matter of fact, I'm going to skip ahead on myself here. The fact that it was made in 92 and LL fucking Cool J and Jamie Foxx were in it.
Jamie Foxx, too?
Jamie Foxx was in it. He was the guy in the surveillance truck.
yeah.
They popped up. I'm like, what the fuck is going on here? I'm like,
Was the woman Joan Cusack?
yes. It was Joan Cusack.
All right.
So the cast of characters alone, especially for back in 92, I mean, obviously Robin Williams was already big then. But LL Cool J, like seeing his face pop up on screen, it took me a second. I'm like, I'm pretty sure that's LL Cool J. And then he started talking. I'm like, yeah, that's definitely him. And Jamie Foxx had basically almost like a support role in it.
Like a couple liner.
Yeah. He had really not
Like
much to do
Sam
with the movie.
Jackson in Jurassic Park.
Yes, exactly like that. So seeing them, now to where they've risen to, and seeing a movie.
Oh, yeah. LL's everywhere.
Well, I mean, NCIS and all that shit.
Right.
I mean, TV shows and whatever. But, I mean, like, seeing him in NCIS and even, like, as far as, like, physically, he was nowhere near in 92 what he is as far as in NCIS now.
What's his initials stand for?
Bob?
Ladies love Cool James.
There you go.
Oh.
I never knew that.
Absolutely.
You didn't know that?
Yeah.
Oh, back in the Dizzy.
Nope.
So, yeah, very... creepy is, I guess, might not be the best word to use because it's not
creepy was when it's
Well, but that is
No.
a perfect word.
it started playing and I was like, what is this? I'm like, I'm not watching this with you.
Kind of. I would probably say messed up.
messed up would be a good way to put it.
Yeah.
Like the toy factory and all that. Like it was a, to me, it was like a mash between Willy Wonka and like Alice in Wonderland,
Oh, that's a good
Yep.
way to explain it.
and with a little bit of Clockwork Orange in there.
I haven't seen it, but
Oh well, and for those who have seen Clockwork Orange,
Oh my God!
It-
Where are my notes?
oh, here we go.
it had a little,
Ideas for Nick Bader.
it had a little twist of that in there as well. But as the movie progressed, like there were certain things that kind of stuck out that I'm like, wait a second, like it seemed creepy at the time, but like then the more and more you saw like the rolling hills, and I actually had to take the time because I'm like, I need to know where this movie was shot because it's just all beautiful grass,
green, all just everywhere,
and with just a street that goes through it that apparently they take home, and I know no homes were ever shown.
This isn't a green screen.
It wasn't. Believe it or not, guess where it was shot at?
Like the Netherlands or something like that.
No, shot in Washington and northern Idaho.
Damn Todd Dillon.
Those goes back to Todd Dillon.
Those were actual places that in our United States of America that exist, that they put a road through there.
Yeah.
And the road was actually removed after they filmed the movie.
So he must have been that big of a star, Robin Williams, to warrant putting
God.
a road through.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then they reprinted the glass.
And then that movie fucking tanked at the box office.
And that's kind of, I guess, the sad part, but I can see why it tanked. I can see why.
I don't know why. I thought it was a good movie.
I can see why.
I've never seen it all the way through, so can't say.
So, but then the other, I guess now watching it in present day, seeing some of the stuff that they were creating in their toy factory back in 1992, we have today. There was
So it's been quite some time since I've seen it. So remind me.
There was
hold on. If I could just interrupt just for a second, Nick Bader, I just want to make a note that the yawn we just saw, I wasn't talking.
I was talking. Yeah,
I didn't see a yawn.
I did. It's on camera for the internet to see. I just wanted. Sorry, Danielle. Just wanted to make sure that
I'm aware of my yawning.
It wasn't because I was not talking at the time.
I think there's it's twofold with Danielle. Either one, it's her body's defense mechanism to being scared. And she was scared during the movie Toys. It was creepy and scary.
Yes, I went to sleep.
And so you go to a safe space. Did you not fall asleep during the movie?
She went to sleep.
I went to sleep.
See, and so now you're talking about it, and she's like, "Oh my God, I'm
Are
terrified."
you scared every time I talk? Then?
I don't know. Or it's twofold. Hold on.
Okay.
Or the second
Here it
Bob
comes.
is talking.
Okay. Continue.
They run parallel.
Weird assessment, but okay. But yeah, there was the brain helmet or whatever that Robin Williams created in the movie that was basically today's version of the Oculus, where it was a 3D ride that his sister was going through, and she was on a canoe or some sort of raft that she was going through rapids, and when she took it off, I'm like, we literally we have that today.
Yeah, right.
It's called the Oculus,
Right.
and it's by every sense of the imagination, exactly what we have.
But you have to imagine people have to, with some things like that, you're like, well, I'm not going to reinvent the wheel. We've seen this movie. Let's try and do that. Let's not try and. I mean, people look at the past to kind of hope to predict or invent the future.
Well, and I'm also sure in '92 there were other people trying to create that kind of technology and looking into that. So I'm sure it wasn't even too far off in '92. It was just still it was something that wasn't that we could go to Best Buy now and get.
How about what was the along the same subject what you're talking about, but the Nintendo made the mask and everything was in red and it was like 3D red.
Yes, that was the Nintendo. Fuck.
The Nintendo fuck.
Yes.
Excellent. I wish I'd had the Nintendo
That didn't really
fuck back
take
in the day.
off.
No, it didn't. It was horrible.
There was a couple games. I mean, it was cool, but it was a couple games, but everything was in red.
I don't remember that.
Yeah.
Well, there wasn't too many made actually. And
No, it was 3D, I remember.
No, it was not 3D by any source of the imagination.
Well, it was like 6-bit graphics, but it was like layered twice, so it looked somewhat three-dimensional.
All of the directors and writers and authors of the day, whether it was 92, 82, 72, it doesn't matter. They're all writing about shit that they want to see. And, it's a crapshoot as to whether or not they might actually have a bit of a science background. And, it turns out that some of the things they wrote about or wanted to see on the screen and they sort of invented, like, oh, if this existed, actually comes to pass.
Virtual Boy.
Yes.
Okay.
Virtual Boy was the name of
Nintendo
Nintendo.
Virtual Boy, yeah.
Okay.
So there was not only that, but then there was a scene when they come down a hall and they're trying to trick the guards into seeing something they're not seeing on the monitor, and they take this kind of like mirror looking object that fits exactly to the hallway, and there's a projector on the back of it, and they're able to step in front of it and have the background change and all that. And as they're moving this object, I'm like, I've fucking seen that somewhere before. And they had the exact same idea in Mission Impossible Ghost Protocol.
Really?
Literally the exact same thing. So
it still hadn't come to pass by the time they made Ghost Protocol?
No, no. I mean, there might be something kind of similar to this, which actually there is, like the Halloween displays that you've shown me, like where you project in your doorway
onto a transparent screen.
Yeah,
okay.
And it makes it look solid.
But I mean, this obviously is enough to where like someone will look at it and know, like, oh, that's not a projection, like it's not light. That's like actually the room. But seeing it in a movie that I've seen prior to Toys, I said, I'm like, holy shit! I'm like, I've seen this exact thing done somewhere. So clearly, someone that was on the production team of Ghost Protocol was like, that's a great idea.
Or anyone that saw the movie.
Yeah, and we're going to use that for our movie. So that, or even like the modular rooms and how General Zevo was able to move everything around and close, spacing on them to make his own space.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that was really cool and a very good good play on the movie. It still had the creepy aspect to it.
Okay.
But by the end of it, I'm like, all right, I can see where Nick would be all right with this. And the one twist with the his sister, what was her name? Alisatia?
Princess Blanket.
I don't think that was it, but her finding out she's a toy.
Yeah, wasn't that weird?
I'm like, holy shit. Which makes sense that, during the entire movie, like her innocence and all that and her oddness is very, very weird. But finding out she was a toy built by his dad made sense.
Spoiler alert.
Yeah, we're way past that.
Yeah.
But another funny aspect, going back to Robin Williams and his character and how great of a comedian he was, when he's giving his little speech to all the toys that they're lining up ready to fight the enemy toys, and he said, 4 stores and many Christmases ago. I literally started laughing. Even though I was sitting there watching the movie by myself, I'm like,
yes.
And
Right.
yeah, and
That's a beautiful thing.
and I could see that being a line
Is that your Robin Williams?
Yeah.
Okay.
Very rough.
that, and on top of that, he even said, he's like, oh, those who go 4th or 5th. And I'm like,
That's very Robin Williams.
and I'm like, but I could see him. I would only assume that was all ad-libbed.
Oh, every
Like,
movie, movie he's ever done.
Yeah, a lot of his stuff.
Yeah, that was not written. That was
Because
him
you
literally
knew.
standing there.
Like, why would you have him in the movie and tell him he couldn't ad lib? It would
Right.
be like taking Usain Bolt and going, no, you just got to hop, dude, one leg, not
run
two
back,
legs.
run backwards.
Yeah.
He's they have to give him some artistic license to say,
Yeah.
hey, you know what? I can interpret the script how I choose to some extent.
Yeah, so you could definitely tell that speech, and it was.
I think all that happens. Sorry, Cory. I think all that happens before when he accepts the role.
Oh, absolutely.
He knows who the director is, and he has that conversation either between agents or directly with the director, saying, "Okay, so you understand Robin's probably going to riff here and there,
Right.
but the director is going to have probably like final cut, but he just wants the ability to be able to do that. And if you're any kind of a good director, you're going to let him riff." And then go back over that.
Pick and choose.
And no, right. I'm going to take the best of those things, and odds are he's going to have some fucking comedy gold.
There's going to be some
in the
gold.
riffs.
Yeah, so that alone to me was worth it, especially now that obviously him being gone and not making any more movies or being in movies. Going back and seeing especially something that was considered a flop when it came out,
Which is surprising. I mean,
I can see why in '92 why it was considered a flop.
I guess, but looking retrospectively back on it, like it's a pretty decent movie. I mean, it had some decent people in it.
So yeah, it
Very weird concept, though, isn't it? I mean, who thinks of that?
like I said, it was very creepy. It was a mashup to me exactly of Willy Wonka and Alice in Wonderland, with that tiny little twist of Clockwork Orange. And
Which I hated Willy Wonka and Alice in Wonderland.
Oh, clearly you wouldn't hate him that much if you like toys. So,
I love Robin Williams, though. So,
but yeah, a good pick. Anyone that hasn't seen it, all the parts that I've already wrecked for you, please still go watch it. So solid pick, sir. Thank you.
Yep.
Danielle,
I had Awakenings, which also had Robin Williams in it.
just it happened to be that way. We hadn't planned it that way.
No.
That's what you gave her?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Wow.
It was a sad movie. Thank you.
you're welcome.
Yeah, she was
So,
getting ready to bawl when I was leaving. the
I
house.
was not. I didn't cry though. I held it together.
okay,
I wanted
so
to cry. I felt terrible.
Very brief synopsis of the flick.
Well, it starts out with they never really say like what the diagnosis was it's Robert De Niro's character that comes down with it when he's around 11 or so.
Okay.
His hand, when he's doing handwriting for school, all of a sudden comes like catatonic and he can't move it.
Okay.
And it slowly like progresses and he gets sent to, I guess it's a hospital at the time. It's in like the early 60s when he goes. But Robin Williams is a doctor that comes in and he's applying for the job at the hospital of their neurologist, but he had never worked with patients before. He worked with like earthworms and he thought it was like a research job.
Yeah.
But there's probably about 10 or so patients, I think, that all have this same disease that.
It's like catatonia.
Right. I can't remember what they called. They did mention it like at the very end what it was called. It was called post something. I just can't remember what
I'll
it was.
look it up while you're talking.
Okay. But there was an experimental drug at the time.
So were they in a catatonic state based on like a post-traumatic stress syndrome?
No, they never really explained like how it came about, like how they got it. It was just like a sudden onset.
It was an epidemic in between the years 1917 and 1928 of encephalitis
Yes.
lethargica.
And it was weird too because so during the movie when he sees all these patients, like they are always like in a catatonic state and it seems like they're really not paying attention. They're not responsive to anything, but he comes to find out that if he throws things at them, like they can catch it. And a lot of the other doctors at the time were kind of assholes to him because it's based on a true story too.
Yeah.
So they were kind of assholes about it because they're like, it's a reflex. He's like, well, it can't be a reflex if I'm throwing something at them and they're reacting. Like they're not even looking at me when I'm doing it. So really nobody believed like anything. Like he was I can't remember what the doctor's name is either.
So what
Dr.
was his job?
Sayer?
Dr. Sayer.
Yeah.
What was his job initially?
He's like a neurologist. He's a doctor.
He was new to the department. He was new at the hospital.
Why did you say he studied worms?
Because that's what so before he like came in for the interview thinking, I don't know if he thought it was like a research job. That was the only kind of thing he ever did. He never actually worked with human patients.
Oh, so was he like an entomologist?
No.
No.
He was a research doctor.
Yeah, he just had done research in other areas at the time.
And he had said like during his interview, because he's like, well, do I have to work with people? And he had said too, he's like they're like, well, what did you do at your last job? And he's like, I worked with earthworms.
I think as a person too, his character, Robin Williams' character, just didn't have a lot of social skills.
No, not at all.
He was much more comfortable with books and science, but not necessarily with interactions with people.
Right. So it comes to find out this is when L-Dopa is being marketed and it's being used for Parkinson's patients. And he had to really like talk the like head doctor into letting him use this to see if it would work because this the symptoms and things were kind of similar between the two, but also different. So they didn't know if it was going to work. And he originally wanted to do all of the patients at one time, but they wouldn't allow for him to do that. He could do one. And that ends up being
De Niro.
Robert De Niro's character that he gets to work on. And it has amazing results at first. After he has to, like, he breaks into the medical, like, supply room or whatever it is because they don't want to give him the amount. He wants to keep increasing the dosage, and they don't want to do that. So he sneaks in the middle of the night and grabs, like, a higher dose to give and ends up, like, waking him up. So then after he has all these, like, findings of how he's changed and all of that, they allow for him to do it with the other patients. And they all have like this incredible reaction to it. but then it slowly starts to wear off and the old symptoms start to come back. So it was sad because like Robert De Niro, he wants to have like that freedom because he's been trapped like that for 30 years and has missed out on his whole life. And just to get outside to go for a walk, they wouldn't let him go do by himself. And so, and that's like slowly all of these symptoms start to come back. And it was just really sad because it said after like that summer, they would get little glimpses of coming back, or awakenings as they call them, but nothing as good as that first summer when they tried it.
Was it a true story?
Yeah.
Yeah, true story.
It was really sad though, because I mean, these poor people are basically like they're trapped inside their body and they can't control anything or interact with people. Like none of them could talk.
Well, you heard about that girl that actually happened to, right? That was in a coma for almost 30 years.
She came out of the coma?
Yeah, it's the like only recorded case that it's happened. She went into a coma when she was 19. She was a cheerleader, and it was her first year of college with her friends. And her and her best friend with a couple other girls behind them went to cross the street, and she grabbed her best friend and threw her to the ground out of the way. And her best friend said the only thing she saw was her flying into the air from a car. And then she landed lifelessly, and a car from the other direction hit her, and she flew back in the air.
God.
Fell onto the ground. And she was in a coma for 25 or 30 years and woke up. I mean, no signs of anything.
Crazy.
That's crazy.
Woke up. I mean, all her muscles had atrophied, you know, and everything else. And she had like sagging on one side of her face, but she knew what was going on. She could talk. She could communicate things.
But in her head, it was 25 years prior?
In her head, there was some misfires, because if you would ask her how old she would say 19.
Right.
Right.
But she would ask her friend, why do you look so old?
So she knew that something had changed.
She knew something was going on.
She was stuck back in that time when she got hit.
So they explained to her everything. But the weirdest thing that they said that doctors still don't understand, that they said may change, the future of medicine, was that they literally put a mic up to her, because you can watch the documentary on it, and they said, what does 9/11 mean? She's like, it was the bad thing that happened with the plane. And they're like, and what happened with the plane? She's like, a lot of people died. So they said she was in like a twilight, that she could hear TVs and
right.
stuff
Well,
like that.
They say all the time
That's
when people are
crazy.
in comas to keep talking to them because they can hear you.
Oh,
Yeah.
could you
And
imagine?
that was like one of the things in the movie too. He like befriends a girl that's coming in to visit her dad who had a stroke and is unresponsive, and she's telling him about how, her mom thinks that he can't, like he doesn't know that she's coming and blah blah blah, and he goes, no, your dad knows you're here, like keep coming and visiting him, because they all know things are going on, but like they can't. None of them could talk or say anything back, or they know that they're not like the same age that they were, but they don't understand
why.
Like, right. Like the one lady, when she saw her appearance, she's like, I need to dye my hair black. And she's like, you want to dye it black? She's like, my hair is always black. And it was like really gray because she was older.
Yeah.
So like they know something
But
is amiss.
modern medicine completely contradict until that point.
Right.
Excuse me, the whole thing, because they said that, they're like, that's nonsense. They write people off.
Right. Well, that's how most of the doctors were at this hospital. Were, they're a lost cause. This is how they've been for 30 years. Like, why are you trying to?
I mean, can you imagine like 20 years prior, your 17-year-old son or daughter that was in a car accident or something similar, that you were like, yep, pull the plug, donate all their organs, everything like that, and then you see something like this, like, and he can hear, like,
yeah, they had not they had not been able to medically prove
Right.
that
I mean, like
that
this
you
was
could
the
understand
60s. Exactly.
Right. So things like the case you're talking about for in Awakenings, the thing that Nick's talking about changes medicine, because you can now prove that there's something else going on in the brain, whereas doctors were always just writing you off because you're in a coma. There's no way you can hear what I'm saying to you.
Mm-hmm.
But no one could ever prove it.
Right.
The thing to me is that, I mean, I don't care either way. I mean, what a purgatory or hell that would be to live in, to not be able to see or communicate and only hear what's around you and maybe feel. You know, what if you had some rest home worker or something that was like taking advantage of you, or, you know, you see all the time, you know, abusing them, or, you know, I mean, could you imagine? That's funny.
No,
could you imagine?
Corey knows that. He's seen it in the movie. My name is Buck, and I like to fuck.
Yes.
Well, that's a dark side of the podcast.
It's
Speaking of
it's
people
left
that
over
can't,
from the Tarantino.
speaking of
film
people that
fest I
can't
made him
defend
watch.
themselves that are in comas, my name is Buck, and I love to fuck.
No, but it was a really good movie. It was sad because at the time, like, there was nothing they could figure out to keep them in that uncanny or out of that state.
That non-canatotic state.
Yeah.
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 The reason why I signed it to you was because of the scene with the two of them, Robin Williams and Robert De Niro, sitting at the table, where he's trying to explain to him that he doesn't know what to do, and he doesn't want to go back to the way it was before, but he can already feel like the symptoms of the, you know, losing motor control.
Right. Well, even like
And he's afraid.
Before any of that even starts, that first night that first day that he's awake and he's going to bed, and they have to like talk him to going to sleep because he thinks if he goes to sleep,
He'll never wake
he's
up.
not. Well, no, that he's going to wake up and be right back to where he was.
Right. Not in control of anything.
Right.
Just listening. And
Yeah. Fantastic acting. I thought you would appreciate it.
Oh yeah. Well, he's like.
I didn't assign it to Corey. That's why.
No, the way like when
Corey got the Robin Williams Toys movie.
when he starts having all the symptoms again and is walking very.
I just made the comment that
sounds like a real snooze fest to me.
if someone were to try to, or if even, you know, Jack were to try to do that today, there would be such a backlash from it because there'd be so many people. Oh, well, he doesn't really have that, so he shouldn't be acting like that.
Do what today?
Like how the way he was walking, it was very rigid, very.
And he portrayed it well. In
Oh
the
yeah, he
movie.
did.
If Jack, who?
Nick,
Oh,
in the movie.
who?
Somebody said Jack. I can't remember whether it was you
Corey.
or
It was
Danielle.
Corey.
Oh, it's Robert De Niro. I may have said Jack Nicholson.
Oh.
Oh.
Okay.
Corey, were you
Yeah,
talking
sorry,
about
Robert
Jack,
De
his
Niro.
son, or Jack Nicholson,
Yeah, sorry, I was
or De
talking about
Niro?
Jack
Because
Nicholson.
I'm like
Robert De Niro.
I'm like,
my bad.
okay, he's comparing it to
Don't
Bob's
fucking touch
life.
me.
He's comparing it to
Stop touching me.
Bob's life. So I'm like, if Jack
No,
had
sorry,
what?
Sorry, Robert De Niro. The way he was portrayed in that movie, and it again to me it was great acting.
He
But
was amazing in that movie.
But if that were to be done today, there's so many people out there that would have.
Well, but it's a very specific illness that he's inflicted with.
yeah, but you know
No,
the Karens of the world.
Oh, and that's what I'm saying. I'm not saying I would be offended by it.
I think
by
it's
any
the only.
means.
I think it's the only way you can get away with it is because it's very specific, and no one really knew. Like no one who watched that movie either in 1992 or whenever
90, I think.
90 or today really understands anything about it, and so even the walk you're portraying, I assume, with some research,
Right.
with some of those patients who've had those awakenings, or looking at reading research from Dr. Sachs, the original character.
Which actually was really cool too because at the time, you know, nothing's really, I feel like, documented. And I mean, I'm assuming it was the same way, like in the actual story. Like he took pictures, he recorded video, like he did all of that stuff to show his progression and then his regression.
Right.
So it was interesting. It was sad though.
I'm sorry.
That's
Yeah,
okay.
I don't know. I mean, it sounds great, like hearing you talk about it.
Didn't you just say snooze fest?
Yeah, but to me, I feel like I'd be like, oh, Jesus.
That's why I didn't give it to you.
yeah,
No,
fucking.
it was really good.
You're welcome.
Just go fucking lay in a cemetery.
welcome.
Good Lord.
But like, I'm in the medical field. Like, I like all that stuff because
See,
I could see a lot of similarities
Did you cry?
No, I almost did a couple of times.
Yeah, I called it on the way here. And
Corey, did you just wink at me?
I did.
But no, I mean, I could see a lot of
Now,
similarities
that's creepier than toys.
Corey.
in like how the people feel,
Yeah.
and I could imagine that's how some of the kids that I work with feel. That they can't talk, they can't say how they feel.
Because you're so demanding?
No,
I thought you would.
No,
identify
I really
with
did enjoy it.
I'm glad you liked it.
Ignore him.
Nick Bader.
He would have shit all over it.
I'd like to ignore him, but unfortunately,
It's his turn.
yeah, we could talk about industrialization and men's fashions all day, but work must intrude. And now we must talk with Nick Bader.
Yeah, I mean, do you want me to go? I mean,
Yeah,
I still have 25% left to go
Of
Legacy of a White-tailed Deer Hunter.
it's up to you if you want to.
I would like to
you
finish
hold
it.
off?
Yeah, because
Okay.
I feel like there might be more. It's kind of coming to fruition.
All right.
I'll tell you this right now.
No, don't either do
no,
it or don't.
No, I'm not. I'm saying the beginning that I saw
Yeah,
was kind of a parody of itself, and it was kind of hokey.
yeah.
And it's starting to get more serious, and I'm starting to like it a little bit more. So I want to see how it ends.
Okay, fair
Pokey
enough.
pokey.
I'll go.
Shut up.
So I had Alone. Was that from you or from you?
It must have been from him. We didn't get to
It was-
participate
yeah,
last
that's
week.
right. You and I were. the
Oh,
ones who
I
did it.
gave it to you. Yeah.
Okay. So I liked it a lot. It's essentially like a Survivor type of show. They drop 10 people into. I watched the first season. So it was the Vancouver, British Columbia, in right off of an island that was there, a pretty big island, but 10 people they were roughly separated by like 10 miles each.
Vancouver Island.
Yes, thank you. I liked it a lot. I do like those shows. Survivor's kind of, it's too popular. It's too overblown.
So when it first came out, it was decent, but now
I'm trying to even remember the
I feel
first
like
season
it's
of
kind
Survivor.
of more scripted now too.
Right, but so Alone had that, like especially the first season was the season I watched, and it seemed to be a little less scripted. It was still scripted, but they drop these people in. The big thing, so they're dropping them in there there's 10 guys. They give them they can bring 10 survival tools with them. Apparently, if you watched the first season when it aired, you could go to history.com and see which survival tools they brought, but you can kind of watch them and kind of figure it out.
I didn't go and navigate to that. Can you not see that anymore?
Well, but they're on like season 8 now, so I didn't even bother.
Really?
Yeah. So this was like 7 years ago, seasons ago.
It's not dated. It doesn't look dated to me.
I mean, it's shot. I don't know how many seasons they did a year, but
Survivor started in 2000. August,
Did it really?
August
God, that
20.
was so long ago.
That's Survivor.
Original release
we
date,
were talking about that.
May
but-
31st, 2000.
Wow.
Okay, we're talking about Alone.
I know, but
That's fine.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we were talking about Survivor and how long ago it was. But Alone, even if Alone was like 2013, it still was shot beautifully.
Yeah, I think it was shot really well.
And they gave everybody a camera, and that's the whole time. I'm like, how the fuck do they charge these cameras for like 30 something? Okay, all right. So you, all right.
I thought that too.
Okay.
Yeah, I feel like I was pointing to myself, and you realized that, but then I realized we were on an audio podcast, and I should not be pointing at myself. I should be talking.
2016 was Alone.
That was the first season.
First season.
So they've done 7 or 8 seasons in 4 years.
Yeah. Yep.
I guess they must be doing well. So there's 10 seasons in the 10 episodes in the season, and by the time they got to season 5, they'd started with 10 guys. They're already down to 4 after in the 5th episode. So they're like halfway through the season, and these guys are they got to figure out shelter, water, food, fire, and they're trying to figure out based on a combination of like their skills and the stuff they brought with them. So. Interesting premise. Some of the guys are interesting. Some are really fucking annoying. Some guys you're rooting for. Some guys you're like, why aren't you going home yet?
Fucking leave.
Yeah.
Who are you? You don't have to say by name.
I'll say by name.
If you don't remember. If you don't
I'm sure they're
remember.
not watching this podcast.
Like
No,
any
but if
good
I'm saying-
reality show, there's always people you want to get the fuck out of there.
If you don't remember, but I
remember.
I know one, and I'm not sure I remember his name, but I know one by description that was the most annoying, and I'm like, why are you still?
Was he the guy
fucking
who
here?
was quoting Edgar Allan Poe?
No, not him.
No, not him.
No, he didn't bother me.
Wow.
He had
That was the guy. I hoped he got eaten by a bear.
No, he had some annoying moments when he was doing stuff
a lot
like
of
that
annoying.
because he seemed like he was. But they're literally there's no one. I mean, they're
There's guys who are
talking
like
to a
sad
camera.
sacks. Guys who are like, oh, it's really cold out
the
today.
dude with the
I
fucking
don't know if I can make it.
no, the dude with the long hair.
Yeah, and is like dreadlocks in the back.
Yes.
Yeah, that guy. Yeah, he was annoying as fuck.
Thank you.
Every time the camera went to him, because they would, not every person would get the same amount of screen time.
No.
As in any reality show.
Right. They'd spend sometimes, like maybe in one episode, you'd only see one of the 10 guys for like 5 minutes.
Right.
And they'd spend like half the episode on this other guy. But it depended on what they were going through. Some of the guys were like really, like this one dude built a yurt.
What's a yurt?
In Mongolia, that's like for thousands of years, that's the structure that all of them have built. It's a round
like
structure.
A house? Or hut?
It is their house. The ones they build in Mongolia are huge, but this guy built a smaller one. It's a round hut with a tapered roof, like a
teepee.
like a teepee. But then they have, so you can have a fire inside to stay warm, but it keeps the elements out. And
I also hated him. He was the most knowledgeable, but he cried all the time.
There was a lot of crying.
He was crying all the time.
I appreciated the fact that he cried off camera. He kept telling the camera that he went out for a cry, and I'm like, good, I don't want to shoot that shit.
He's like, go off for a cry.
I mean,
he did. Like, he's like, just went off for another cry.
He was like
it's
very
cold out here.
Very like a long-haired, like really emotional.
That guy with the yurt was short hair. He's the guy who built the guitar, and he built a fucking guitar.
Yeah, in the canoe.
No, different. Canoe guy was a different guy.
Canoe guy
was a different guy. This guy built a canoe.
The guy that built the guitar and was singing drove me fucking insane.
That's fair. I'm not
Cory,
saying you're wrong.
Falsetto. Yeah. He
could not do it.
He had long hair as well. He built a 2-string guitar out of a fucking log.
So it wasn't a guitar.
No, and he's like, I just
3
wanna...
strings. He only played 2 of them.
And he's like, bing, boom, bing, boom, bing, and he's like, and they're seriously
I feel like my review has been hijacked by some falsetto.
Seriously,
some falsetto guy.
They are
to my left.
This is the guy, and I'm
gonna get a beer while he's.
They wouldn't move the camera away from him, and he was also the guy that, like, anytime you saw him, he's like, these sunsets are just so beautiful. Like, and it's like, oh my God, again, every scene I see him, he's breaking down, like crying, saying he needs a friend. And it's like, okay, shut the fuck up.
I think,
sorry. I'm sorry. I apologize.
Some of us have a little more empathy than others for some of these folks. I was watching it going like, could I do this? Because
he was very knowledgeable.
By the way, Yurt guy, who's also banjo guy, but not,
I wouldn't even call it banjo.
Not canoe guy. So Yurt/banjo guy made it to the final 4, and he was there for like 37 days. Now I think I only haven't watched the last episode. That's the only one I haven't watched.
Okay.
So 37 days in, dude's still there, and dude's like playing a guitar, and he's like, I'm sitting in my yurt, blah, 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 blah. And other guys, when they flash in, they're like, I don't know how much longer I could go. I haven't eaten for 4 days.
So, some guys, it's the first night.
Yeah. But this guy's like, he's just happy-go-lucky sitting in his yurt. And I'm like, hats off to this fucking guy, because I couldn't build a yurt.
He was very, very knowledgeable. He was very knowledgeable.
Yeah, you may have found him annoying, but I was able to overlook that going like, wow, I could not have done any of the shit that he
was
did.
Probably happy-go-lucky because he had to be
his yurt and his banjo.
No, he had to be happy all the time because all he did was cry.
But he did it off camera, and I'm like, thank you. So, at the end of the day, I thought it was a great series. It was good enough to the point where I'm like, I got to watch the whole thing now.
How about the annoying thinks he's a comedian 22-year-old?
You were on the show?
That somehow survived.
I like that dude.
I liked him a lot.
So I will say,
from Nevada,
there were guys.
Sam?
Yeah, there were guys who were like the first day. They're like, man, it's really cold out here. I didn't realize how cold it was going to be. And you're like, you're not going to last. Like, I can't. Your time is fucking limited. The clock is ticking on you, my friend.
Once that sun goes down,
but the 22-year-old Sam
was so happy.
Yeah, this is great. Like, look at that sunset. Like, woo! I can't believe that. Look at all the wildlife. Like, I think there's a bear outside but like bears are good luck. And so I can't be mad at the bear. Good on you, bear. And I'm like, wow, literally, this guy is going to make it to the end because he's such a positive attitude.
Yeah, some of the biggest areas that we saw, like on the Asabo, maybe times 2, with like little little islands and stuff, and it being like brackish and regular water, but straight wilderness with bears and wolves and cougars involved. That's where they had to stay, but they had to stay there in October in Vancouver, which meant it was like going from 50s through the next month down to 30s to 20s.
20s, yeah, for sure.
So the first night, a couple of them are like, it's too much fucking wildlife, I'm done. This guy, I remember they're like, wolves were howling, and they're like, and this guy's like, and they all have a satellite phone, and they can call, and literally helicopters will come in and rescue them and take them out and give them water and food and be like, you're done. If they stay the longest, they win $500,000. And out of 10 guys, and
I mean,
guess
supposedly, yeah, $500,000.
Yeah, but guess what?
You're wagging your finger, but that's what they said on the show.
Yeah, they're not allowed to tell them. First of all, they'll never see another person because they separate them by about 15 miles or 10 or so.
And they don't tell the people that are still there how many people are left or when that they're the last one.
I would hope not.
They don't update them.
Every time they get up in the morning, they're like, I could be the last. There could be just 2 of us. There could be 9 of us.
Yep.
He has no idea.
All 10 could still be here.
Oh, yeah. I would only hope.
So Sam, who
So it's not like the Hunger Games when somebody dies, they don't shoot something off.
No, not the Hunger Games.
Oh, look in the sky. But all the guys were like late 30s, early 40s.
Yeah.
And this guy, Sam, is like literally 22 years old and just like a fucking goofball. And literally they're panning off into the distance, and it's like a lot of these panoramic shots and scenic shots. And it's really cool. It kind of reminds me a lot of, being in Oscoda, just being the wilderness and the water and everything that they're by.
Oscoda?
Yeah. I mean, it's clearly not, but I'm saying they drop them off on the water of like a river or next to an ocean, with waterways going through. It's not like you're not looking at a beach of just endless horizon.
True.
And they drop these guys off, and it shows them like, Blair Witch style, and they're like, I don't know if I'm gonna make it tonight. And you hear, and they're like, oh my God, this is fucked up. Give me the phone. And they're calling. The helicopters are coming in, and they go to Sam, and he's like standing there like this, and you hear, and he's like, and he starts like howling himself. He's like, this is awesome. And it's like, what is wrong with this guy? And they literally like,
he's young and dumb.
Yeah. They see bear, they see cougars. I mean, they come up to their tent and try and get into it. I mean, some of these guys just got the short end of the stick.
I did not hold it against any of the guys who tapped out early because they were like looking out the front door of their. They literally like cut down a tree, a thin tree, and they cut it in half. They took and they stood them aside and they tried to run a line so they could take their tarp and run it just some shelter because it rained like the first 18 days that they were there. It rained 15 of the 18 days.
Oh my God, I would have been out.
It rained all the time.
Everything was wet constantly.
Nothing.
Always wet.
They couldn't start a fire with anything.
Right, because everything was always wet.
And so they were looking out the end of the flap of the tarp they had hanging over this line between these 2 branches
because they gave them those trail cams.
And
everybody
see
had
this,
trail cams.
right? They see this these 2 eyes glowing in the dark, and I'm like, I'd be out too. I'd be out too.
Fuck this.
Fuck you. If it's a cougar, like you could have a fire going. You could be in a yurt. It doesn't matter. They're going to get you.
Right.
Cougars kill.
They stalk people.
Yeah, and they eat humans because they're looking for food. They're not going to be scared from you. There's nothing you could do. It's just a matter of time if they are actually stalking.
It was literally the first night. There's a guy who's a cop, and he's like a Hispanic guy, and he's a cop, and he's like, man, I've seen some of the worst of the worst. This doesn't bother me. I'm not really an outdoorsman, but it can't be that bad. I'm a survivalist, And he's in his tent because most of them just really bring a tarp to make like lean-tos and things like that. So so they have this night vision like selfie camera that he's holding, and he's like, I don't know what that is, blah, blah, blah. But they all set up trail cams that they're given. And of course, when they do all the editing, they can put them together. So the real-time trail cam they keep switching to, and it's this family of like bears, like right outside his tarp, and they're like grabbing on it. And he's like, I don't know what that is, and no one has a gun or anything, so he's got like this axe,
maybe a knife or an axe.
He's got an axe, and he's holding it, and he's like, I don't know what that is, and you're like, and he's like, Oh, okay. And like
Come get me.
Yeah, a couple scenes later, he's like, this is too much. I'm done. But you have a guy like that had that on the first night.
Yeah.
And these other guys that were there, how many days, and that none of that ever happened?
Over a month.
Yeah.
Like, could you imagine being somewhere where you're not only just wet, but fucking freezing cold for a month?
No, I wouldn't make it.
Right. No, none of us would.
Most of the guys were like, listen, I'm not a pussy. I'm a survivalist. I know all this stuff, but I have a family and kids, and I will not be in a place where something is stalking and hunting me. There's no reason for that.
Yeah, and there was a whole episode that I, quite frankly, skipped right past. I think I didn't watch any of it. It was the recap episode.
Yeah, you didn't need to watch that.
Talking about all the people that tapped out, and they were like sitting around a campfire, clearly like completely safe, talking about why they tapped out, and I'm like, I don't need to watch this.
Oh, thank God, none of us need to watch any episodes now.
You'd love
after
it,
that review.
You'd love it.
That's it. Not a single episode needs to be watched.
No, it's really interesting. You'd love it.
All right, let's do new assignments. I've already run the Excel macro code, and I have drawn Cory. Cory has drawn Nick. Danielle has drawn me, and Nick has drawn Danielle.
Oh, wonderful.
Okay, so everybody good?
I think so. I don't know what just happened after that. So.
Well, clearly you were waiting for it to end, and I just told you what we're doing assignments for. You know who you got?
I think Nick.
Yep. All right. You want me to go first?
Go ahead.
All right, I got Cory. So, Cory, have you seen Escape from New York?
Yes.
With?
Denzel's in that.
No.
No?
No. What's it about?
Escaping from New York.
All right.
I feel like I have a long time ago, but who is in it?
Kurt Russell.
Yes, I have seen that.
You sure?
Yes, I'm very sure.
Okay. Going on the Kurt Russell theme, because for whatever reason, he might be the title of the podcast this week. The Thing.
Can't
That's
say
what you
I have.
got.
Okay.
That's what you got. I'm going to tell you right now, I think you're going to fucking love that movie.
We'll see.
Who did I assign American Werewolf in London to? Was that you, Nick?
Yeah, me.
Fuck. All right. Sorry, man.
It's okay.
All right. Who's up next? And so make sure it's the one with Kurt Russell, because they did remake that movie with who was the hot actress that was in she was in the sequel to Cloverfield.
Glenn Close.
You know what I'm talking about?
I do not.
All right, well, Cory, just make sure it's like the
Kurt Russell version. Gotcha.
1980s. Yeah, Kurt Russell.
Right. So I have Nick.
Yes, sir.
I really want to go back to the Pauly Shore.
Wow.
Do you?
I do.
Why? Let me ask you, not that I care, but is there any reason why you're being a dick on this?
I'm not being a dick. They're good movies.
Well, clearly he didn't think so. So knowing that,
He didn't like one of. He didn't like Biodome.
Okay.
All right, I'll go easy on you. So, Red Dog, Amazon Prime.
Red Dog.
The beer?
Red Dog.
Okay.
It's not the beer.
Oh, okay.
All right.
Remember the Red Dog Saloon in Milford?
Well, you're lucky, sir. It is a Red Dog Saloon, just not in Milford.
Oh, nice.
All right. Which one of you two fine folks are going next?
I can go.
Okay.
Danielle, have you seen Open House? No?
No. Who's in that?
With the kid from 13 Reasons Why.
No, I haven't seen it.
Okay, Open House. It's a lighthearted thriller that Danielle could appreciate.
Okay.
Thank you, sir, because I think she needs it after the one
Yeah,
we just watched.
it's not a like, woo, God, I gotta get under my blankets, but it's kind of like
Right.
ooh, who's around the corner?
Oh, okay.
But like new and shot well, where these guys would kind of be like, that's not really that's not scary at all.
Right.
But you would be like, that's just enough scary. And he's from 13 Reasons Why.
I do like that show.
See, there you go.
All right, Danielle, what do you got for me?
Christmas Chronicles.
I think I should have seen that coming.
No cheeses for these Mises.
Lori will be happy about that.
It's really good.
I'm sure she's also seen it and is equally shocked that I haven't.
It was cute.
Where can
And
do you know where I can find it?
Netflix.
Okay.
Yeah, mine was on Netflix too.
Okay.
All righty. You all right?
Yeah, that was a long fucking gentleman's agreement.
Corey, Little French
They're
Trivia.
always long. Look, just so you know you think my review is long, but all of your reviews were just as fucking long as mine.
No,
Yeah.
I normally don't talk that
That
much.
was nowhere near.
When I'm going through it, I will time it and I will tell you how long they were.
You made a point to tell Danielle, make it brief.
I made a point for everybody to say make it brief.
That was not brief.
Yeah, we were.
None of them were brief.
We were really long.
No,
with it.
you
We
know-
just enjoyed our
None of them were brief.
Yours was definitely not brief.
Friends Trivia.
No, we're way past that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we
well,
Okay,
no,
are we going to come back to existential question?
Probably should.
We got to do that, and then there's one we got to do pick of the week because
Yeah.
I have stuff. To show
Oh,
you
we
guys,
have to do pick of the week. Okay.
No, we need to come back to your. So let's repeat it.
Okay, so it was if you could uninvent one thing in history, what would you uninvent and why?
Are you looking to me?
Well, you all should have been looking it up. So I'll get the ball rolling.
Excellent, sir.
If I could uninvent one thing, I would, and I'm going to keep it quick based on the past. I've got a couple different things.
Can you just keep it brief?
Yeah. And I would uninvent Southern Comfort because it's disgusting.
Okay.
That's a
All
good
right.
reason.
That's sure. We're all now taking that as our example. For
Caused
what
a
we
lot. It caused a lot of problems in my life. So it's SoCo
Right.
is disgusting.
should. Okay.
And
Okay.
as I've said in the past, it tastes the same. Tastes the same coming up as it does going down.
Okay.
All right. So
Sure.
Danielle,
Facebook.
you would
Uninvent Facebook.
Why?
Because it's just I'm so sick of people being so nasty to each other.
Okay.
And I feel like we were much more willing to be nice to people when they had different opinions from ours, when we didn't put it all over for everybody to read.
So Facebook, it's become socially acceptable to
Be an asshole.
not follow the normative polite order of society, is what you're saying.
To be an asshole.
I can't disagree with anything you're saying.
Yeah.
Well played.
I just feel like it's just okay now because you're hiding behind a computer that you can be a dick to somebody for no reason.
Yeah, some of the comments on some things, it's like, oh, I'm glad that the kids died because it's
Right.
like you wouldn't say that to someone in person.
Exactly.
Good
So,
pick,
yeah, I-
Danielle or Bob. Jesus,
Danielle.
He looked right at
Bob
you too.
Jesus.
I actually
All right.
said
Potter?
I misplaced the comma. Good pick, Danielle. Jesus, Bob.
Jesus Potter. Would you please go next?
Bob.
Was I Jesus Potter?
No, keep it brief.
I was, yeah.
Bob, keep it brief.
I will keep it brief because I gotta, Corey, I gotta take it. I mean, you handed it off to me. I can't think of anything else.
Uninvent Jesus.
Killer robots.
Oh, there you go.
Come on.
I was just going with robots in general, but
No, there were no. So
There
I'll
are
say.
some good robots.
I'll say yes.
I figured you were going to say
AI.
like
AI. If I could take it back, yeah.
I figured you were going to say like small dolls that look like celebrities or people from movies because it's ruined my friends' lives.
No. I have a lot of those in my basement. Thanks, George Lucas.
It's just a new version
And
of an
so do
action
you.
figure.
No, if I could uninvent anything, it would be creating AI without Isaac Asimov's 3 laws of robotics.
it's the proper protocol.
Yeah, that's it. And that's
Okay.
that's my brief entry.
I'm going to go several steps back further from that and say
Cavemen?
Just after cavemen.
Okay.
I would like to go back and, as much as I love it, uninvent electricity and see the mayhem that would ensue.
But there wouldn't be any
but the mayhem would be in your life.
Yeah.
Your life would be thrown topsy-turvy.
I know.
But the thing is that there wouldn't be mayhem because you're not going to miss what you don't have. And if they never had it.
So you're saying the reinvent is kind of like a time machine.
Oh, absolutely. If there was no to uninvent, but if you uninvented electricity, then people wouldn't know. It'd be like saying, people that got a second chance to walk again. Well, I wish that they never walked in the first place.
You're saying, we're not removing it where you had it and now you don't. Just it never existed.
Exactly.
Okay.
And for you would have to you'd most likely be like a hunter-gatherer or something like that because there's everything that you love.
I get it. I trust
is surrounded by electricity, including this podcast and everything in front of you at Mission Control.
Everything's taken for granted at this point, and that's why that popped in my mind to see what it would be like without it.
Well, I mean that's kind of a separate question.
You can see what it's like without it. There were times,
I mean,
where we didn't have it.
You know what you do? You know what you do to see that is you call DTE and say thank you very much. I no longer want to pay. I no longer want to pay my bill. You take all those things.
I'm not talking.
You
about just me.
You don't have to.
I just bought a whole bunch of candles.
Hold on. You don't have to throw them away because eventually they're going to die and you're not going to charge them because your DTE's out the window, and you start living a non-electrical life.
Again, I'm not saying
the only electricity would be between you when you look at your Funko Pops.
Oh boy.
So and Danielle. Wow.
It's true.
Yeah, so that's we'll give you a pass on that. I mean, I think you more or less want to like go back in history and look at what it would be like without electricity instead of just completely reinvent.
Not necessarily, but
anyhow, so you said you want to do a pick of the week.
We have to do pick of the week.
Okay.
Because I stopped today to get these two things, and if I didn't present them today on the podcast, then it's all for nothing. So that being said, pick of the week. Do you guys have anything for pick of the week, or is it just me going? Bob?
Yeah, I think I can muster something up.
Pour that shot, and what? Well, the idea of mine being last, so.
Oh, yours has to be last. Oh,
it doesn't have to be.
Well,
but
Bob's up right now, so moving around away from the microphone. So,
Go ahead, Nick.
Yeah.
I don't know if I have one.
I did have one. Hold on one second. Okay, so my pick of the week this week is going to be something that I purchased back in October. It's called Red Star Premier Blanc Wine Yeast. Basically, I was reading up online that you can take any kind of juice and make homemade wine, which I did. But there's a specific type of yeast that yields certain kind of wines. So this is a Blanc or a white wine yeast. It's very, very cheap to buy. You get like 20 packets, I think, or 11 or 20 packets for like $6.99. You can you can look it up online, how to make wine, homemade wine from juice. It's very simple to do. You need yeast, sugar, and some sort of juice. Preferably like 100% juice. You can do it with pineapple, grape, anything you can think of. There's some people that have actually done it with high sugar content, like soda, like orange pop. I would recommend against that. I think that's disgusting.
Can you do it with a schnozberry?
You could do it with a schnozberry.
Fantastic.
You could do it with honey and make a mead. But yeah, there's this company Red Star makes very good but very cheap wine yeast. Very specific to that. Just look it up online. Look it up on Google how to make homemade wine from juice. And I made 5 gallons of it, and it's delicious, and it's very easy during the pandemic. The wine yeast itself from Red Star had 2,800 5-star reviews on Amazon.
Wow.
Yeah, $6.99. So.
Okay, Danielle, you got one?
I can't think of anything that.
All right, I'll go.
Done
So
or
my
used.
so my pick of the week on I was talking with Nick about this a couple of days ago. I happened to be. It'd been a long day, and I was laying on the couch, and I'm like, I gotta put something on the TV so I could fall asleep. It can't be something that I've already seen. It can't be something I haven't seen before. I need something that I've already seen, so I don't have to pay attention. I just need background noise to go to sleep. And I took a look at Amazon Prime Video. I hadn't gone there for a while, and I'm like, holy shit, there are a ton of fucking movies on Amazon Prime Video that are now available for free because I subscribe to Amazon Prime that I haven't seen for years, like tons of movies from the 80s and 90s. And while I was kind of going through this list, I ran across, and this is the one I stuck with, there's a documentary about Gordon Lightfoot called If You Could Read My Mind. I love Sundown and Requiem and Fitzgerald. Other than that, I can't really say a ton of Gordon Lightfoot songs that I know, but I know every time we're, post podcast, we're upstairs and there'll be a Gordon Lightfoot song that comes on. So I decided to watch it, and I learned a ton of shit about Gordon Lightfoot that I really discovered I knew nothing about this guy. So if you're interested, if you're a Gordon Lightfoot fan, you like his music, Amazon Prime Video, it's the documentary is called Gordon Lightfoot, If You Could Read My Mind. Highly recommend.
Fair enough.
Anything, Danielle? You could say pass.
Yeah, I don't really.
Okay.
Nothing I can.
Corey's
think of.
ready.
Well, first let's do the shot because we're going to need these glasses in a second.
Oh, geez.
Okay.
Yeah, let's do the shot so we can pour more alcohol into it.
Here's to you, audience.
Cheers.
By the way, I do have to say this because I'll probably
Ooh,
never.
I do have something.
I'll probably never remember it again on another podcast.
Okay.
But I deep dove into Conan O'Brien's Conan Classic and regular videos on Facebook.
Oh.
And oh my God, he is so fucking hilarious. And the amount of places around the world that he's gone.
Are you talking specifically about, and Corey's mentioned this before, Conan Beyond, is it Beyond Borders or Conan Without Borders?
Without Borders.
Conan Without Borders. There's Conan Classic.
Okay.
If you once you start liking or following Conan, or start liking a couple of his videos, if you go to any video that you're watching and just start scrolling down on Facebook,
Yeah.
it just, like mine, it's like every other video is Conan. And there are so many of them, and they are absolutely hysterical. All the places he goes to, they're not, 45-minute videos, but they're a good 15 minutes, 10 minutes, 9 minutes, and they're just absolutely hysterical.
Have you seen the one with Conan and Kevin Hart and Ice-T when they try to get an Uber?
Yes. Yes.
All right, that's all I'll say. It's Corey, I know you're getting ready to go.
Oh, no, well, Danielle's got one too, so.
Oh, that's right.
I can't look up what exactly they're called because I don't have my phone currently.
This is a great start. Off to a good start.
I didn't know I wasn't
Strong
going to have
start.
a phone. But
What?
You don't have a phone?
no, what's being used for the
oh.
podcast
He took
now.
your phone?
Yeah.
Oh, my
okay.
God.
Because the other
Wow, we
other
are
phone
operating
died.
this podcast on shoestrings and chewing gum.
I
ladies
love
and
the
gentlemen.
fact that he said nothing and just made it work for the
Yeah,
podcast.
yeah.
I like that, Corey.
And it was right. It was like very quiet. Like,
I'm surprised you
Give me
guys
your fucking
didn't
phone,
see
babe.
him do anything.
No, I just noticed a pink hue towards my face.
There's no. Oh, there is pink. I was like, there's no pink on my phone.
but now what happens?
Bob has more of a rosy glow now.
What happens now if we get feedback that our table, this video here, is clearer than it's ever been before?
Oh,
it
Now-
is.
now what do you-
It is.
It's definitely clear.
Because
Now what are you gonna do?
I have the 3 cameras on my phone.
all 3 of them are working right now?
Yeah.
Wow.
2.
Yeah, exactly.
Mm.
But so I've been suffering from plantar fasciitis
Oh, I'm sorry.
really bad.
Really?
Yeah.
What does that mean
It's,
for the listeners that don't know? Because clearly I do.
do you?
For the non-horticulturists out there, what is this plant stuff you got?
It's not plant stuff, but it's
Sure.
basically in
Okay.
Like a
in
stench in your feet?
It's in my foot. No, it's not a stench. It's
Oh.
muscle pain. It's like buildup of.
Aside from.
Corey Schnozzcast, ladies and gentlemen.
What? Seriously, for the 3rd time today.
Look,
Digging.
What is
you
wrong
sort of
with
had
you?
that coming.
Digging his
you
own-
sort of had that coming. You've had a lot of salt in your comments recently,
I have to with the three of you.
You reap what you sow is all I'm saying.
I'll defend Danielle on that. She is on a podcast with 3 guys.
Yeah, but she's been giving as good as she got for the last 2 weeks.
Yeah, but she's like Custer at his last stand. I mean, she's like anyone that's coming up the hill, she's shooting at, and she's like, I'm the only one here.
That doesn't mean the Indians stop coming up the hill.
I
right?
know.
Am I right, Corey?
But Custer dies. Spoiler alert.
That's unfortunate because
I know.
we're the Indians here, so.
I understand.
All right, sorry, continue.
So it's just really bad foot pain.
Okay.
Walking. I'll keep it that way. It's easier.
How does it, where do you get it from?
The end.
I don't know exactly. I don't know if it was from
A guy named Steve?
overworking, like working out too much.
Okay.
Not wearing the right shoes.
No, it's
Wait,
probably
have you been going to the gym and working out?
Well, I was working out
Zumba.
before I was doing Zumba.
on vacation. I never saw her because she was Zooming.
But that was
every
back in
time.
February.
We weren't on vacation in
We weren't
February.
on vacation.
Well, we've been in a pandemic since then.
Yeah, but
No, we
things
went
were
on
open.
vacation during the
You've
pandemic.
been doing Zumba during the pandemic?
Yeah.
We were on vacation during the
Pandemic
pandemic.
Zumba?
The only time
Bob?
the past
Yeah.
3
Remember
weeks
in the
I
summertime when we were on vacation?
Yeah, no, that was ill-advised.
haven't. No. So I haven't been
No
the
one,
past
no
3
one
weeks
agrees that was a good idea.
because of the pause that was put in place.
The
You can-
pause?
Yeah, you can still go
Like,
to the gym.
With bears?
No, that's what
Oh.
it's called, the 3-week pause. That's
Oh,
what,
is this a governmental term?
that's what they called it.
Is this
Like a
Something-
congressional mandate?
Something to do with animals?
What is? I don't even know.
Oh no. The big Gretsch paws.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh. She likes to wear a lot of leather.
Hey, you know what? We've kept
Which-
the virus at bay. Thanks, Big Gretch.
Yeah. Anyways.
She's an evil genius.
Because
All
they
geniuses
closed-
are, kind of.
They are allowing the gyms to be open, but any class or anything that is considered, oh crap, what it's called? Not recreational, but
Highly intimate,
no
Social?
No, with sports.
sexually
you lost me.
I know. you
sexually
wouldn't
intimate
know.
classes are forbidden.
Anything organized sports, anything that was like a group of people, they've
A gaggle.
Team sports?
They banned it. That's why I haven't been working out. I haven't been doing Zumba the past 3 weeks because you can't do class.
Danielle, hold on.
I think we're getting far afield.
I know, and that's not my fault.
To your
No, that's true.
to your defense, you Zumbaed in the woods in northern Michigan by yourself.
You
I
did?
know.
You don't need
Yeah,
social.
you guys were all sleeping.
You
Oh, of
don't
course
need
we were.
social interaction. You don't need large gaggles of people to Zumba.
No, I know, but
You Zumbaed away from Angie during.
I walked away.
What is it?
I was on the road walking.
What does it mean to Zumba? Like, what do you do to Zumba?
Dancing.
Oh, so you're just dancing.
Dance
Yeah.
walking.
So when
Dance walking
I'm
away.
Too Sexy comes on and Cory peels off his
That's
shirt,
not Zumba.
but he's dancing.
It's better than Zumba.
It's not the same.
No,
So what do they call that?
I wouldn't say better than
Dancing.
a shit show.
They call it being
But
a,
you
they
do-
call it
oh,
being a
okay,
sex
okay, hold on.
symbol, man.
Shit
Hold on.
show, I think
Hold
is
on.
what you're.
What is Zumba?
Yeah.
Hold on. And this is the final point. What is Zumba? In Daniel's own words, dancing. What does Cory do when I'm Too Sexy comes on? Well, he's dancing.
No, that's not dancing.
There's all kinds of dancing.
Sexy
Okay.
dancing.
Well, that might be true.
Fitness dancing.
Anyways,
Okay.
I found inserts for my shoes that have helped with my foot pain because of the plantar fasciitis.
But how does one get plantar fasciitis?
It's just overworking the muscles and not taking care of it. And
So
being
it's not
old.
like calcium deposits or anything like that.
I think it is calcium deposits.
So it's like the gout.
It's not like gout.
So how has Cory not caught plantar
You
fasciitis in his
can't
dick?
touch this. It's not. It's in my feet.
I am always the
But for overworking,
My
just saying.
feet?
My dick is very overworked.
I'm trying to give you a little bit of props
Oh
here, sir.
Lord. Anyways, how about you share your things?
I think that's what he's trying to
I'm
do.
done talking.
Right.
I think that's the problem. He's sharing his thing too
Well-
much.
I'm tapping out.
Oh, it all comes back to Cory sharing his things. I called it
Go ahead.
10 minutes into the podcast. And you all laughed at me, and here we are with Cory getting ready to share
This
his
is all I
thing.
want to know. The big reveal.
Is that all you want to know?
Yep. Yeah, I've
I
got
called it 10 minutes
people.
in. Cory's big reveal. I called it.
People have shared way too much on this
And you
podcast. So
poo-pooed
yes,
me.
this is what I
You
want to know.
poo-pooed me, and now you want to see it.
So I have two things for you guys real quick.
Oh God,
Se-
not the two things again.
Several episodes back, I discussed the Biscoff cookies that I found
Oh, from Delta.
from Delta at the Dollar Tree.
Yep.
Guess what I came across today?
To the fucking dollar store with this guy.
Double Biscoff, double Delta, double Dollar Tree.
Oh, no double nothing.
What the fuck is going on?
Getting treats. Not well, though.
Cut it off the table.
Looks like an airplane fucking food.
That's exactly what they are.
What it is.
And they're fucking amazing.
I am digging into this right now.
Only Dollar Tree I've ever found them at. And guess who bought all of them?
You?
Every last package they had.
How many was that?
13.
13 packages.
But
Is this a
so for
package?
$13, you bought all the Biscoffs?
Yes,
Okay.
Made him feel good to say that he cleaned out the store.
I did. But the
Oh, it's like I'm on a flight to fucking Buenos Aires right now.
I've had these. They're like ginger cookies, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're fucking amazing.
I wouldn't have those on a plane.
I haven't had these since I had to take that god-awful flight to Minneapolis
I have chips from India.
in 2015.
So the real pick of the week,
You
though.
have India chips?
Yes.
Thank you to
Thank you.
not you, Nick.
Jimmy Fallon release.
Really
You
quick,
didn't get
though.
that, but it's fine.
to
My girls are sticking up for me in the chat right now.
You're
So
cold?
thank you both.
nah.
Who's your girls and what are they doing?
Gina and Lori are sticking up for me.
Oh, you said your girls are sticking up for you. I thought you
Because
meant
of
you're cold. I was
your
going to turn the
plantar
heat on.
fasciitis?
Jesus Christ.
Did they think we were like poo-pooing plantar fasciitis? No, I'm just trying to figure out what it is.
No.
No,
Gina
they-
said that I'm sticking up for myself, and then Lori said, no wonder I was so quiet.
So it says here,
This could be the most you've ever talked on a
planners
podcast.
fasciitis are usually for those who live a stagnant or melancholy life, and
Which I am neither, so I don't know how the hell I have it.
Well, melancholy. I mean, you are with
or
Cory.
also see layabouts. they said-
Cory's a master layabout.
They said it says here that there's often
So back to the original point. My pick of the week that you.
often a state of atrophy
Interrupted.
that occurs.
Yep.
Oh, you know what? No, we're good now.
No, go ahead. No, what is it?
I'm not. Nope. Wouldn't got it today, but we're good. We'll save
Stop.
it.
Dude,
All
no,
right.
stop. I'm seriously enjoying
Good?
this is a
Yeah,
trip
no.
down memory lane with the Biscoffs to the last couple flights I had. These are awesome.
So stop by the local distillery today of 2 James,
Okay.
and
Michigan Avenue, downtown Detroit.
yes,
Okay.
and Gina sent me a message that she got on Instagram the other day, and they have some canned spirits that they're selling.
Canned spirits?
Canned spirits. One of
Okay.
that, not beer,
They're a mixed drink.
mixed drinks in a can.
Now, 2 James
And
only distills, they only make, what, vodka, gin, whiskey,
They make
bourbon?
basically
Rum.
every liquor too.
Rum?
Yeah.
Sorry. Okay.
But there was one that stuck out to her, and she sent me the picture of it. And it's not as cold as it was when we got here, but
Nothing is.
I wanted to share this with you guys.
What is it?
I picked up 2 of them. They're both gonna be drank, and the cans are gonna sit in the house. So let me pass it over there, and I'll put a picture up on the screen for you guys, for the viewers to see.
Well, why don't you put the picture up and Danielle can walk it over here?
It's a little cold.
It's a little cold. Oh, I can see it from here. Jesus Christ.
No, that's awesome. So you
We stopped by 2 James
Okay.
before we went back home.
no fucking way.
Yes.
Oh, with the
They-
rug on the back.
They sell canned White Russians
Holy shit.
with the dude on the front.
It means nothing to me.
What? How big of a thank you did you send to Gina when she pointed this out to you?
There was a lot of very
See, if you'd ever finished watching the movie, you'd know what the fuck we're talking about.
No, I haven't.
very exciting messages sent back and forth, and then there was
That's awesome.
even more sent to Danielle to the fact that we had to go pick those up today and
Why today?
to bring them to the
It was
podcast.
his first day
Oh,
off.
okay. So, but anybody could at any point go down and get.
Yeah, you can go down to 2 James.
Okay.
And
I didn't realize that they sold. Sorry.
Feel that and feel this.
No, I get it. I just pulled it out of the freezer.
No, not cold.
It's not carbonated.
No, I get it.
It's not.
No.
Oh, okay, because it's a White Russian.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, that's
Yeah, it's a mixed
disturbing. Okay.
Yeah, no. It's a mixed drink. It's not a carbonated beer.
Cool.
So it was.
It's awesome. I did not. I literally did not know you could go to 2 James, and I thought you just went down there and they served you a drink in their glasses. You drank it and then you left.
No, it was very cool. We walked in. We were the only people in there. It's a huge fucking place.
No, I know.
And you can walk right. You can order online, and they will bring it out to you after a certain time. But you can
Like
walk
curbside?
Yeah.
Okay.
But you can walk right in there, and I just said, "Hey, can I get 2 of the White Russians?" He bagged them up, charged me. He said, "Yeah, there you go."
They have like
were
5
you
or
wearing
6 of them, like different. Besides the
Oh,
like
okay.
the
Not
drinks.
what else they have?
I don't remember.
Okay.
Oh, it's a mixture. Of
Were
shit
you
they have.
wearing your Lebowski sweater at the time?
I wanted to,
I know you did.
but I didn't have it on.
Oh, all right. Next time.
But
you can always go back.
I'm definitely gonna go
Yeah,
back.
I know you are.
Because I even asked him if I could purchase the display can that they had the lid not on.
Yeah.
And he's like, that's my only one. He's like, I can't sell it.
All right. Well, if you're going to go back, let me know. I would love to go with you.
Oh,
Because
definitely.
I want to see you in the sweater going up to ask for the drink. That's the whole point, right?
I will go in there with the sweater on.
Okay.
But
That's awesome.
so actually, as a matter of fact, crack that open. Pour you guys a shot of it.
No.
Yeah, dude.
Do you have?
I bought 2 of them.
So you're going to give us one of them? Or we're going to start here.
We're gonna all try this one.
Yeah.
Okay.
You probably
a
should
shot
put it
of
on
it.
ice or something.
Yeah.
It's all right. Open it up.
No, we'll fuck it.
Pour it in the glass, and it says it's supposed to serve 2.
Yeah, it's going to serve more than 2.
Well, that's. Are you sure? All right.
Yeah.
It's a 12-ounce can.
So
Talkie. You said talk.
so
You must be at a podcast.
I must be.
You know what you're doing.
So, okay, for the audio listeners, really cool label with Jeffrey Lebowski on the front, from the Big Lebowski, almost cartoonized, which is pretty cool. It looks like whatever they did to it. It doesn't look like a real photo, but it's very similar to. But just cool enough. The way they made it with the rug on the back and everything like that. I didn't see the full movie. Don't touch me. But had I, or even if I hadn't, very cool concept. The idea that a lot of places right now are doing to-go drinks. They're able to. They have like a mechanism where you can take whatever you want and put it into an aluminum can, clamp it shut, and serve it to someone to where you can crack it yourself. Which I think is a really cool option for different different bars and things like that to have. So,
and I think that's the biggest thing from it, that 2 James, literally right down Michigan Avenue. You can tell they're hurting, and so I would like
Everyone is, yeah.
and anyone to go and can support them. Don't go to the liquor store. Go there. The prices are not through the roof. They're not insane.
Well, look, we're going to do this in their honor.
Well, here's the 2 James Distillery.
Nick's very excited.
Down in Corktown.
Woo. That's real half and half.
That's it.
You know what? Out of a can, it's actually not bad. I expected it to be way worse than that.
That
So-
is that
so
is way
to me-
better than one I had at
to me,
Van Born Tavern.
to me, that's.
Oh, it's so coffee.
And again, I don't know what a White Russian is, but to me, from flavor profile,
Tell him, Cory.
that's half and half, black coffee and vodka. That's what it tastes like.
Kahlua.
It's Kahlua, vodka, and creamer.
No, that's not Kahlua.
Yes, it is.
That's Kahlua.
I'm sure that's what the ingredients
fact-
are, but that is fucking coffee in there.
The fact that they put it in a can and were able to pour a White Russian.
That is fucking not. That is
Well done.
coffee. They put coffee.
Well done, 2 James.
Google's going to tell you to put Kahlua in it, but that is fucking black coffee.
I
in
meant
there.
for 2 James.
Huh?
I meant for 2 James. They write on the website what is in everything.
I'm sure they do, but that's coffee. That's not Kahlua.
All right, for Schnozzcast, this is Bob saying have a good night. Thank you for joining us. Nick?
Yeah, have a good night, everybody. Cory.
Good night, everyone. See you on the next one.
Tie-dye fin.
Good night.